10 unrestricted buy-in, no limit hold'em.
Yeah.
This is a game actually we used to put on Thursdays, but we haven't seen that much of it. This is the game this is my primary game.
This is now your bread and butter.
Yeah. I mean, this is the game you usually play in as well, right?
Yeah, I'll either play this game at a 10-20 game, depending on what goes on. But this game is usually 3 or 4 of them going on.
Absolutely. So let's head over to the table and let's start the action. What a night we had last night, Dave.
Oh, man, action was great. And obviously an exciting night for you and I afterwards, too.
Right.
A lot of fun. In Seat 1, introduce players here. Seat 1, we got Mo. And he is Action Mo. An interesting hand last night where he actually moved in against a full house. And I talked to him about it, so I will go into the explanation later. Seat number 2, we've got Cliff. And he goes by Jubilee, so we'll call him Jubilee.
Okay.
Seat number 3 is Kirk. And we call him Tight Kirk now. Probably the tightest player I've ever seen.
On the show, yeah. It's insane.
I've ever seen. I mean, he makes Dr. BB look loose.
Right.
Crazy. Seat number 4, we've got Tang. Do you like Tang? You remember Tang as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tang's not
okay.
cool. Seat number 5, we've got Alex.
Yep.
And I've only played Alex a couple of times. He seems like a good player, but then I see him make a play, and he seems like a lot of action. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays tonight on the show. Seat number 6, we've got Chuck, and once again, we've been real familiar with Chuck's play this month. He's in for the winning of the green tournament, and it's pretty tight, pretty solid. He took an awful, awful beat last night. I'll tell you about it later. Seat number 7, we've got Michael, and he goes by Michael, not Michaela or anything like that.
Okay.
Just Michael. Seat number 8, we've got AP. And it's like AP report. There it is.
Yep.
AP. And seat number 9, we've got Dennis. And Dennis is also a real tight player.
Really tight, solid player.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis is a little bit, probably a little tight passive. It'll be interesting to see how he plays tonight.
Yeah.
But once again, he is certainly not as tight as Kirk.
Yeah. Now, we're playing 5-10 no limit. You can buy in for whatever you want. It's a $500 minimum. The yellow chips are $5 chips. The purples are 25s, and the whites are 100s. Those are the 3 chips that we usually use here. We're going to get into the first hand of the night here. It was limped around, and seat 5 on the blind is flopped, top and bottom pair. He's going to check it from up front out of seat 5. And seat number 2, in position, is going to bet with a king-jack. He's got a gut shot to the 10 here.
Yeah. Now, it's always interesting. I always think it's really interesting when I see somebody check 2 pair in a limped round pot. How do you know it's going to get bet? And if a 10 were to come off...
You just check calls here. Well, the turn is an ace. Now, that can easily be a scare card for 2 pair queen 7. And king jack takes a card, and the river's a 3 here. So we get queen 7 here for seat 5. There we go.
Can you imagine he's going to bet this?
Yeah, Alex is going to come up and bet it. Went check on the turn. He bet 60, and Jubilee is not going to get involved.
I tell you, the more I play No Limit, and the more I watch No Limit, and this show in particular, the more I hate slow playing.
Oh, yeah.
The more I just do not understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you want to mix up your play, and maybe 5% or 10% of the time you want to slow play.
Right.
But I tell you, if you want to make money, it's just not the way to do it.
Well, if you want to keep the show interactive, as always, you can email us at liveatthebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions. You can also follow a thread started on the internet, 2plus2.com, spelled out. Click over to forums. World Poker Tour, etc. Live at the Bike thread for March 16th.
Jubilee is going to raise the $30 with ace-9 here. Now, it's interesting because seat number 8 actually limped in with pocket jacks, a couple of red jacks there.
Yeah.
Interesting if there's a limp re-raiser, he's just going to call.
No, he just makes a smooth call. We're heads up jacks against a pre-flop raiser with ace-9. Now, king comes as an overcard to the jacks here. King 4-3 rainbow. And it gets checked over to seat 2, and he's going to make a $60 continuation bet here.
Yeah, and this is the problem with when you play jacks this passively, you don't really know where you're at, and he's going to call one time and see where he's at.
Pot is about $170. The turn's a queen. It gets worse and worse for jacks here.
Yeah, we don't have it up there, but pocket 8s has jacks.
And the river here is a 9, and we got a $100 bet here by jacks in seat 8.
Kind of a pot controlling bet there.
And seat 2 is going to fold because he didn't have anything there.
Obviously realizes 8 is no good there. Actually, I only had ace high.
There we go. Yeah. The button moves over here to...
There, it's up there.
Yeah, there it is. Button moves over here to C5. Of course, this show is live. We input these cards manually. Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 hands to get in the groove. Button's going to move over here to seat 5. King Jack suited here is going to limp in here under the gun in seat 8. Seat 4 is going to limp in with a little suited connector, 4-5 of clubs. Seat 5's in there with ace 8. We got 5-way action limped around, so it's a $50 pot to the flop. 10-9-9 here. Now, no one has a 10 or a 9.
Yeah, it's missed everybody. Ace high is still the best hand, folks. Actually, ace 8 is the best hand.
And he is actually going to bet on the button in position with ace 8. He bets 30 here. And King Jack is going to take it off here with the gut shot and overcards. He makes the call for 30. And the turn's a queen, and he's hit the gut shot. King Jack has the nut straight right now.
This is one of those times, though, but seat 8's got,
check here on the turn. Well, wait a minute. Yep, check on the turn. The river here is a 7. And he's going to bet 200 blind here on the river.
But Alex has got nothing here. He's got ace high.
And again, you know, we talk about kind of gave a card there, didn't really make any money on the hand.
Well, it's one of those times where you're drawing to your hand. And I don't mind going for it, obviously. You figure if maybe a king is good, a jack is good, and obviously a queen is good there. But oftentimes you hit a hand and your opponent is only bluffing anyway, so you're not going to make any money.
First email of the night here from Greg Ball, and he gave us an email about a situation, Dave, and you know, we want to tell you all, we read your emails, but if you give us like a long situation, we're not going to really be able to get to it. We might be able to do it maybe on the inside straight if it's interesting, but acknowledging the fact that Greg from Delaware emailed us here.
Yeah, he actually, and the subject is, how would you guys play this hand? And it's a great email, and we appreciate it, and please keep them coming. Unfortunately, we can't really answer them.
Right. It's about 500 words. We got a little raise here, I believe, by seat number 1, Mo, with Queen 10 of diamonds, and Jubilee's called him heads up. Both players have flopped 10s here. Ace, 10.
You know, Mo has got backdoor diamond draw, plus he's got the kicker.
And he's going to bet 110 here, about the size of the pot, and he's going to take it down. And there you go. Now, I want to throw something out at everyone watching the show. I know a lot of people catch at least the first hour of the show live, and then maybe the rest on replay. I actually posted a question over in the probability forums over in General Gambling on 2+2. Check it out. Maybe it's titled Structured Hand Analysis Equation Question, and it refers to the hand with Russ and Gore from last night. The numbers aren't exactly correct, but I wanted to make it as easy as possible. And I wanted to figure out the algebraic equation as to how Russ makes that call. At what percentage of the time do you put Gore on just overcards so that he makes the call when the pot is laying him 2.5 to 1? So check it out over there in probability. Structured Hand Analysis Question.
This game always this loose?
And there's Dennis there. Close look at Dennis. Dennis is actually an eye doctor.
Really?
And likes to go by the name of Doc.
Chuck here is going to bet here. It got limped around. He's going to bet with King 10. He's got middle pair, and he's going to take it down.
What are you talking about? This guy's betting in the dark.
And the button's going to move over here to seat 7.
Yeah, I'm the loose guys. With the nuts. He showed me 2 hands so far. It's nuts.
So we've got a kind of a tight table here so far.
I knew it was coming, bro. That's a pretty big call.
And Mo is in the big blinds here. And, of course, we saw a lot of hands, Dave. Mo really lost a big amount of money to Jonas when he flopped 10s full, and Mo caught ace-king on the turn. He caught a king on the turn.
Yeah.
Mo bet weakly. And, Jonas bet weakly on the flop. Mo called. And Mo caught the worst card that he could see on the turn, Dave.
Yeah. He really did. You know, I talked to Mo about that play, actually. Anybody was wondering about it. Mo actually, Jonas was bet 2,500 on the river, and Mo moved all in with ace king there.
Yeah.
Everybody was going, why would you move all in? Only a worse hand can call you. But Mo actually corrected me and said he only had $700 left. The pot was about $10,000.
Look at this. Chuck is bet here with top pair in late position, and Mo's check raised him here with top pair, better kicker, and Chuck calls. Pot's $300 here. The turn's a 4. It was limped around.
Well, they're going to chop it up now. Neither kicker will play. They both have 10s and 4s with an 8 kicker.
Mo bets 200 here, and Chuck makes the call, and the pot is quickly 600, and the river here is a 6. Chop it up here, and it gets checked down, and they are going to chop it up. They both place 4s and 10s with an 8 kicker there, Dave. That's 5 cards in any order there in Hold'em.
Look at this. This is loose, man.
So there you go. Yeah, a lot of people were excited about last night's play. And it's funny, Dave, you know, I saw a couple of hands where you kind of used a little bit of a laggy image after the show last night. And I know why you say you really hate slow playing. And again, I'm working on an article for Shirley Rosario's website regarding slow playing that I've actually taken a long time to write. because I keep getting more and more reasons why not to slow play.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we saw a hand early on last night that people saw where the guy made the nut flush on the turn, and another guy had the flush. And
Another guy had an ace.
And he didn't build up any pot, and
Right.
he ended up, only winning. I mean, he won a big pot, but he probably left $4,000 or $5,000 on the table that hand.
Right, well, he won a big pot when you think about it, but he didn't win that big a pot considering the stakes that we played last night.
Yeah. Buttons moved over here to seat 9. And again, this is kind of a pretty tight table here, so we'll have time to talk about some other stuff. Limp here, open limp by seat 5.
And Mo's going to raise.
Yeah, he's going to raise.
And
with
I like that play. And he's going to take it down, I'm pretty much
He makes
sure.
it 65 to go. Seat 5 had limped in with the 6-8 of spades.
Now, I'm going to throw this at everybody. It was interesting. There was a hand last night, and obviously we're talking about it already. Jonas flopped 10s full. Mo had ace-king.
Right.
The flop was 10-3-3, okay?
Yeah.
Jonas put out a little bet, Mo called. The flop turn came out of king. Jonas checked, Mo bet.
Yeah.
Jonas called. The river came out, a blank. Jonas came out with $2,500 bet into about a $7,500 pot.
Yeah.
And Mo then just thought about it and then moved all in.
And I got to point it out to you because a lot of people were saying, why did Mo move all in? He only had $700 left, folks. He wasn't going to move all in when
Right.
he had a considerable amount of money
Well, that's
left.
what I asked him about. 'Cause I asked him today, I go, why did you move all in? He goes, well, the pot was about $10,000, actually closer to $12,000.
Yeah.
And he goes, for $700, I thought I might even get called by, say, a 10, an
Yeah.
ace high. I mean, is Jonas going to throw anything away for $700 for a $12,000 pot? Of course
Right.
not. And he really just didn't put him on that hand, obviously.
Yeah.
And he thought, at worst, he said it's going to be a chop. They both have ace-king. And obviously it was a bad read by Mo, but that was his reason.
It wasn't, well, I don't mean to nitpick here.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite that big of a pot, but still, $4,000 or $5,000, still a big pot. I just don't want to make it look like it. I
Well,
don't
remember, it was raised pre-flop.
Yeah, it was about 1,600 pre-flop. Jonas
Then
bet
5-5.
600. Mo called.
So it's 2,800.
And then it was a $600 bet on the turn. Mo bet a quarter of the pot on the turn, and Jonas
Okay,
called.
okay.
And then he bet 2,500 on the
So it
river.
was 6,500.
Yeah, yeah.
6,500. And then Mo decided. Still, though, obviously the pot is then $9,700.
Right, actually-
Is Jonas going to throw it away? 6,500, $2,500 call plus $700 raise.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, that's what I see
Right.
what you're
Is there
getting
any way Jonas is going to throw away
at. Right.
anything for $700?
You're right, actually. Doc raised there with ace-queen, and again, we do not see a flop. I don't know if I would ever really give Doc action here, just like I probably wouldn't give Kirk action, Dave.
Yeah, Doc's a little bit. He'll mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's definitely different from Kirk.
Got a live straddle here by Chuck. He's going to try to loosen the game up, of course, so it's going to be $20 to call. And C2 here, Dave, in the cutoff, open calls, open limps with ace-king here.
Wow.
And we're going to see three-way action in a straddled pot. Queen Jack 7 here. That's real tight by Jubilee.
The interesting play by Jubilee is we saw Jubilee raise with ace-9 earlier.
Chuck bets 50 here with king 8 with nothing, and Jubilee makes the call with an overcards and a gut shot. Now both players make top pair. And interesting here, now that Chuck makes something, let's see if he's going to check, and he does. And now C2 is going to bet 100, and Chuck makes the call. But Jubilee's kicker is going to play. But a $350 pot. The river's a 9 here. Brings a one-card straight to the board. And is ace-king going to bet here again? He does. Wow. He bets 200 here, Dave. A lot of people might just check that right behind.
Yeah, it's one of those times you go, well, does this guy have a straight? If he doesn't have a straight, he's probably bluffing, right? Or maybe two pair at least. It's an odd bet. But it gets checked to him. He figures, okay, I probably got the best hand.
Well, you might figure that Chuck might have had a jack or a queen there. When he came in let out on the flop.
You kind of wonder if Jubilee there, it plays kind of backwards in the sense, he's raising with ace-9 and he's limping in the cutoff seat with ace-king.
Email here from Matt Messica, or Messiska. Matt Messiska.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, he wanted to comment about how we said we hate slow playing. And he says that slow playing can sometimes be an effective tool in an extremely loose, aggressive games, but usually you don't see those types of games unless, say, it's like six-handed or less, and I agree. Or like if you get a couple real aggressive players like Mike and such on the table.
There are players, like we always point out, there are places to slow play.
Right.
You're trying to induce a bluff against a pretty aggressive player who will bluff.
Right.
More often than not, though, slow playing keeps the pot small.
Yep.
Either kills your action or kills your hands.
Mo's going to make a little raise here to 80 with 6-4 clubs. Look how quickly Doc throws away the queen 10 of diamonds there. out of position to Mo's raise.
Yeah.
And Mo's going to take it down there.
And Mo likes playing at a game like this. It's the kind of game where he can really, really, push his muscle around.
And I got to tell you, the archives were up immediately last night, so if anyone wants to watch last night's show and be able to scroll through it, you can sign up for the archives by clicking on the on-demand banner in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. $14.95 gets you every show we've ever done. And, check it out. You'll be able to fast forward, rewind, and it's up right now.
It's an absolutely, it's really incredible the investment you get there. $14.95. I mean, we have episodes, Barry Greenstein commentating, Greg Raymer, you name it, they've been on the show.
Pocket Queens here for seat number 5. That's Alex.
Service.
And he's on the buttons. We got an open limper here by seat 2 with ace-4 clubs, and Alex is going to raise. He's going to make it 45 to go here, Dave. And let's see if ace-4 clubs is going to take this hand heads up out of position, and he does. We got a $100 pot here going to the flop heads up. Pretty good flop here for Queens, 7-3-7. Probably a check bet fold here.
Obviously, Jubilee got no part of this whatsoever. Takes it down. Yeah, I can't even guess. How many hours do you think we have of poker now? I mean, we're talking
over 1,000 to 1,500. It's been over a year.
I mean, when you talk about investing in a book or investing in a service to help your poker game, I mean, I tell you, if you play poker and you want to make money, it's really nothing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's funny, I remember when I first started playing poker, I didn't really get it. I would kind of go, I don't want to buy that book. The book is $20. And then I started thinking about it. I go, wait a second. I'm going to sit here and gamble 1,000, but I'm not going to buy a book for 20.
Dave, I was really pleased with the response we got over there with Kev Math's group, the ESPN group.
How many did we get?
Live at the Bike Fans. I think it was up to 43.
There we go.
And Dave, I got to tell you, one of your Final Four picks over there almost lost today, Boston College.
Almost schmomost.
And Tennessee almost got knocked off as well. And I'm going to be checking out what are the other games here going on at the same time.
I just want to let everybody know, actually, whoever wins that ESPN bracket now, we're going to actually put together a little Live at the Bike basket.
Package. Yeah.
It's going to have like Ron Rose book in there. Maybe we'll get a That's Allen T-shirt in there. Maybe we'll get some Live at the Bike chips in there.
Yeah.
Some fun stuff.
Maybe a poker pads thing or something like that.
A nice little package for whoever wins that, and we will mail it to you guys. So I want to thank everybody that joined that.
Michael's got pocket 9s here in seat number 7. And Chuck is going to raise here. He really likes to raise with a lot of different hands on the button. He's got Jack 3 suited here, Dave. And again, I understand people are raising on a passive table. I kind of like to do it with more connected hands. And Michael's going to come back over the top here for 150 with 9s.
Because the interesting thing is, if he comes over the top of you, and he has enough money, you might actually call with, say, 5-4 spades.
Right.
Or even 4-3 of spades. But with Jack 3 of spades, you can't take any heat at all.
Yeah, there's just nothing that you can play there. Because
No,
you have absolutely no idea where you're at. But say, like you said, if you brought that one in with 7-9 of diamonds, or of one of the big hands I won last night, Dave, when I was playing 5-handed 7-10 of diamonds, you can really make that call in position.
Well, yeah, if you've got enough money and he's got enough money where the implied odds are there, you can. Right. Now, Chuck took such a bad beat last night. He was playing a 5-10 game, and I'm going to tell everybody about it in a little while. I mean, it was. I do not tell bad beat stories, but since Chuck is on the show right now, I will just tell his bad beat story because it really was a bad beat.
40.
Got a $40 raise here by seat number 6. That's Chuck with Queen 10 of diamonds in the cutoff, and he's going to take it down.
Take it down. Anyway, the Chuck hand last night ended up being an $8,000 pot. The flop came out with 3 diamonds. Okay, Chuck had the king high flush. The player to his left had a 9 high flush.
Flopped the king high flush.
Flopped the king high flush. The player to his left flopped a 9 high flush.
Yeah.
And the player to his left had ace of diamonds, which was the nut flush draw, with top pair. All the money went in on the flop.
Wow.
All 3 players were all in on the flop. Okay, we're talking about an $8,000 or $9,000 pot, and since it was a 5-10 game, it was a pretty big pot. Now, it would have been one thing if a diamond had come off and killed his hand and the ace wins, but it didn't come off that way. The board paired on the turn, and the board double paired on the river, giving him a full house.
I got to tell you, especially when you're playing deep stacked poker, if you have, say, top pair with the nut flush draw on the flop, I do not think that is a hand to push all your money in against more than one player, Dave. Because by chances are you're going to be behind to a set, 2 pair, and somebody's also flopped the flush, and you are way behind. That is not the hand that I want to push. Open-ended straight draw. With the flush draw, maybe.
Worst thing was the guy didn't push. He actually called with ace of diamonds and top pair.
Limped around here 4 ways. Jubilee's got an overpair to the board here.
Yeah.
Doc's got king 7 over there in seat 9. Jubilee's going to bet 50 here now. Doc is really, really tight. You got a kind of a ride in the small blind here, free ride. So, you know, I really wouldn't be surprised if Doc just folds this hand here.
Yeah, well, the problem is you can't beat ace 7 and you can't beat a 4.
Yeah, there you go. He folds.
I mean, you can beat 5-6, but, you know, what do you do? How do you play it? You know, you got to play it passively. It's a tough hand to play.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to that other hand. I just wanted to say, you bring up a great point. Obviously, if there's more than one opponent in the hand, you have to know that at least one of them has got you beat badly.
Badly.
But
and then, like I said, maybe somebody else already flopped the flush. You've got less outs. If you've got, say, 1 pair in the nut flush draw, and somebody else has flopped a flush already, and somebody else has a set, boy, you're in horrible shape.
Yeah.
You don't want to get involved. And like you said, you're not going to just all of a sudden just call all your money in, especially when you don't have anything invested in the hand, right?
Exactly. That's a good point. I mean, I'd almost rather have, let's say I had ace of diamonds and a 6.
Right.
I would almost rather the flop come out 3, 4, 5 of diamonds specifically.
Right.
Because in that case, at least I'm open-ended with the diamond draw.
Right.
And if somebody has a set, well, I've got more outs.
Yeah, that top pair means absolutely nothing in that case,
well,
except in that one little case where the guy made run
and they both had flushes.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think about it. There was only like 5 diamonds left in the whole deck. I mean, the guy, we were looking at it going, well, the guy's got about 5 outs. And then I actually opened my mouth and said, well, the guy could always catch running 4s and make a full house. And sure enough, he did. And the weirdest thing was Chuck was sitting there and he's looking at the board and he was so focused on like no diamond, no diamond, no diamond, that when it came out runner, and double paired the board, he thought the pot was his.
Yeah.
He was like, yes! And then he literally fell back and got sick.
Yeah. Another email here from Tony D. He's asking, Bart and Dave, how long have you guys been playing No Limit Hold'em for? Did you have prior poker experience to starting No Limit Hold'em? We'll get to that in a second here. A lot of Broadway out here. King Queen for seat 4. Ace Jack for Mo.
A lot of kings, man. Everybody's got a king, huh?
Let's see if Mo's going to probably raise here on the button with Ace Jack, and he does.
And he's in great shape because the kings are all dead.
He's going to make it 50 to go here.
And is Tang going to call this? He's got King Queen offsuit.
Kind of a
out of position.
Trouble hand.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he's going to get involved here.
Wow, it is a real tight table. That's a good laydown.
Now, Alex has got pocket deuces, and he's going to make the call here.
Well, I'd sooner call with deuces than King Queen, too.
And we've got about a $120 pot here going heads up. Well, there's the ace here. Pretty good flop for Ace Jack. Got a top pair and a gut shot.
A pretty ugly flop for deuces, huh?
Yep. Now, again, when you factor in the fact when you're calling with a small pocket pair, you know, you have to figure out, well, what are your implied odds? What are the other guys stack? What could he be raising with on the button? You know, for me to make that raise, or make that call to Mo's raise from up front with a pocket pair, I throw the 10 times rule right out the window. For Mo, I say maybe 25 times, because there's a lot of things that are going to happen. He probably is not raising on the button with an overpair. He might be, but probably not, because he's on the button. Mo's the type of player that's not going to pay you off big.
Exactly.
There's just so many things that have to happen right for deuces to win a big pot against Mo on the button with Ace Jack.
I mean,
the flop's got to come like Ace Jack Deuce.
Right, we saw Mo actually raise with 6-4 clubs.
Right.
We always point that out. You never know what Mo has in that spot, especially on the button.
Yeah. Got a $35 raise here by Michael with pocket tens. Doc is going to smooth call with ace king. Mo's going to call with 4-5 offsuit, and the button's in there with queen 9.
And obviously, you bring up the on the button thing is because a player like Mo and most players are more apt to raise with weaker hands on the button than they would be, say, in early position.
But $140 pot here. Wow, king 9 queen. Doc's got top pair. Jubilee has a very vulnerable bottom 2 pair on this board.
Yeah.
With 2 diamonds out here, it's king queen 9. And how is Jubilee going to play this hand?
Look at Mo's chances of winning the pot.
Well, 10s are going to check here, Dave. He's got a gut shot to the jack. Let's see if Doc's going to lead with ace king. He's going to bet 100 here.
I mean, how do you like ace king here?
Well, the other thing, though,
scary
too,
board,
is that, you know, against Doc called the pre-flop raise. And with queen 9, I might put a raise in there and hope to hell that Doc doesn't have king queen against that type of player. And he is going to raise.
The problem is, even if he has king-queen here, if you raise, he might just call. Because remember, you could easily have jack-10, and jack-10 is the nuts right now.
He's going to raise it up to 350 here. And Doc has got a black ace-king, and I don't think he's going to get involved with it anymore. And
No, that's a good laydown. I mean,
yeah.
we can call him tight, but that's just a good laydown. You look at the texture of that board, and you really want to get involved out of position against the razor. Once again, we're live at the bike, folks. I'm David Tuckman here with Bart Hansen. We're watching No Limit Hold'em. Blinds are 5 and 10. This is a minimum buy-in $500 game, but it's an unrestricted max.
Yep.
And we've got a lot of money on the table, folks.
Another email here from Matt Messica. Just to clarify about the archives. Yes, On Demand gets you every show we've ever done and every show we ever will do. And it's up immediately every night right after the show.
And the difference between that and watching it like in a live loop, say, the next day, the live loop, you can't fast forward, you can't rewind.
You can't manipulate the stream.
Yeah.
Mo's going to raise it up here to 120. He's got queen jack offsuit.
I mean, I know I use the archives often to actually rewind and watch hands over and over again and try to pick up on things.
Now, Chuck is not. Chuck is going to fold here with king 10 of clubs.
Can you put me on a table change list?
You can kind of see nobody really wants to play against Mo here.
Yeah. And this table is really tight here so far.
Well, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty solid poker. You haven't really seen anybody get out of line. Kirk, of course, has not played a hand yet.
Chuck has asked for a table change.
And this is the question now. Okay, Kirk's style,
yeah,
while very successful against players like Corporation Mike and against players like Francisco,
yeah,
can it work in a game like this? We always talk about being able to change your style of play to adapt to the game you're playing in.
Right.
Can Kirk's style be effective in this kind of game?
Well, if these players are all paying attention, I can't imagine that anybody would give him any action.
I mean, he's got to pick up a big hand and hope somebody else picks up a big second best hand to get in the action. Because nobody's going to pay him off.
Limped around here 4 ways. It's a $40 pot. King 5-9 here. Looks like pocket eights is still the best hand.
It is, you're right.
And it gets checked around here. The turn's a 3. Let's see if AP leads with eights now.
Chuck's made a pair of 3s.
And he's going to bet here. He's going to bet 35.
I think Bart's having hot flashes again, folks.
Right around this time every night. AP takes it down. The funny thing is, out in the casino, it actually is really kind of gets temperature like very cold.
Yeah.
In the air conditioning. Yeah.
Well, the temperature here is either like 60 degrees or 90.
Yeah.
There's no happy medium.
Button moves over here to seat number 5. Checking out, Dave, what's going on here in terms of scores in college basketball.
Now, Doc has got pocket queens. He's in second position. He's going to raise it up, and he makes it $50 to go. Wow, and look at we got aces for Alex in pocket in seat number 5.
And Mo is re-raised with jacks out of seat 1. Queens, jacks, and aces. Doc brought it in. Mo re-raised with jacks, and let's see what Alex is going to do.
And Alex is, what is he going to play this? How do you play it? Do you just smooth call, or do you raise it again?
He's going to raise it up to 600. So a raise,
wow.
And let's see if, Doc, I think that he probably is going to get away from it. Let's see how quickly he gets away from it.
Wow.
Now, the funny and look at that. He doesn't even make a second thought about getting away from that.
Wow.
It doesn't even take him 5 seconds.
And the interesting thing is that if the hands were reversed, you wonder if Mo would have gotten involved. If let's say, Doc had jacks and Mo had queens, does Mo get involved? But it's a lot easier for Doc to get rid of it when he's got Mo also behind him. Raise, re-raise, and you're going to re-raise me? There's no way Jack's going to be good here, and I think Mo knows that.
Yeah.
6, 7, 3. Is it lucky gum? Lucky gum.
Yeah, he's going to get away from it right there, Dave.
Alex takes down a free $250. And you got a hand, I mean, pocket queens there. Some people go, wow, what a tight table. I can't believe this. That's just good poker.
Yeah.
I'm going to check on the site later.
And I got this comment from Ronnie. Ronnie goes, how many people do you know that would lay down queens? Any successful cash game player has to be able to lay down queens. Has to. If you can't lay down queens, don't play.
It's interesting, too. Ray, our cameraman who was also entered in that little pool, his name is Big Ray, he picked Gonzaga to win the tournament, and they had a hell of a time beating Xavier. They were behind, Dave, almost the whole day.
Yeah, Gonzaga's actually in my Gonzaga's in my finals, by the way. I have a Gonzaga UConn finals. What's your final four?
We got a raise here by seat 4. Jack 10 offsuit. UConn, Duke, Ohio State, and Memphis.
Oh wow, that's almost laughable.
Jubilee's raise, Tang's raise here with Queen 10 of spades, and we're not going to see a flop here.
Man, this is like, I mean, we've only seen like 4 flops tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tight night here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, sometimes though, you add one new player and it changes the element of the whole game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've seen that before where it seems like it's going to be a tight game the first half an hour. Then all of a sudden, everything opens up. Look at this. Well, I mean, Southern is holding its own against Duke. They're only up by 6 points. And, of course, we're missing the Texas A&M Syracuse game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for Syracuse, but I would not be surprised if they lost the first-round game.
The only real kind of upset, if you want to call it that, is pretty much Montana against Nevada.
No, there was another, I think an 11 beat. I think an 11-1, yeah, Wisconsin-Milwaukee beat.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't really consider that. You know, the funny thing about Wisconsin...
not Wisconsin. That's Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Milwaukee here. Well, we're going to see this between the blinds here. 3-4 offsuit and 3-8 suited.
Well, they both hit a pair of threes.
Check, check here on the flop. Doc plays. He does not chop. Much like David and I. Oh, look at this. The case 3 comes out, Dave.
Well, and Doc's 8 will not play. This is going to get chopped up. They both have trip threes with ace 10. And unless one of the players catches a 4 or an 8, you can see they both have a 7% chance of winning the hand.
Now, Doc just makes a smooth call here on the turn. And the river's a 6. And this might just go bet call here. I mean, Doc might be playing it a little bit conservative.
Well,
yep. And it's just a call, and they're going to chop this one up. There were 3 diamonds out there, which probably slowed down both players.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's one of those times that if Doc raises, can he get called by a worse hand?
Right.
But sometimes in the blinds you can.
Yeah.
Sometimes those guys, they take it personal in the blinds.
What I was going to say about Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and say the Manhattans out there, those 11 and 12 seeds, they're from not necessarily the smallest conferences, but pretty minor conferences.
Right.
But they're usually pretty solid teams that win those conferences. And they usually, a lot of those teams make it to the Sweet 16 or at least to the second round. I remember Manhattan made it to the Final 8 in the Sweet 16 a few years ago, 2-3 years in a row or something like that.
I've maintained that if you were to take all the 5 seeds all the way through, say, the 12 seeds, and you took them all, there's very little difference between all those teams.
Yeah, even the ones from the smaller conferences.
Yeah, if you take, I'm saying, if you take, what is that, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. 28 teams or 20 or
no,
32
teams. Basically, that half of the field. If you take the 5 seeds through the 12 seeds, those 32 teams, there's no real difference in those guys. I mean, the top 4 seeds are the elite teams. The bottom, the bottom 4 seeds are the crap. Okay, and move on.
Mo's made it. He's got pocket aces here, Dave, and Chuck limped in with 6-4 suited. And Mo's going to re-raise. Actually, no, excuse me. Chuck raised and Mo just smooth called. And look at this. Mo's slow playing the aces, and Chuck's flop top 2 pair. Chuck's going to bet 50 here. This is unbelievable. And Mo's going to check raise here. Oh, wow. Chuck raised, and Mo just made a smooth call in the blind with aces.
That's just bad luck. Some people go, wait a second, he slow played it. He had it heads up. I don't mind this play at all.
And a check raise and a smooth call here by Chuck. We've got a $600 pot here.
How about a 3?
Going to the turn. Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me. Chuck is going to re-raise. I didn't hear the re-raise there. Looked like he just called. He must have said a verbal raise. He's going to re-raise here, Dave.
Yes, he did.
And he's moved all in.
Wow.
He's moved all in here with top 2, and this put Mo's in a spot here. Would he do this with jacks, queens, or kings?
Well, that's the problem here. I mean, I don't think I could get away from this. And I like the way Mo played it. I got to be honest. Chuck raises, everybody else folds. Mo's in the big blind. Why is he raising? I'll disguise the strength of my hand. I'll just smooth call. Okay. Flop comes out 6-4-3, and this guy's playing it like this.
And Mo makes the call here. It was about another $1,000, and we've got about a $2,500 to $3,000 pot.
Oh, wow.
The turn's a 5, and the river is ace. And look at that. Chuck gets sucked out again.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Bad beat by Shaw. Oh, man.
That is unbelievable, folks. Again, let's go through that. Chuck raised with 6-4 suited. Mo made a smooth call Mo check raised him 200 on the flop. The pot was about 500. Chuck moved in for another 1,000.
Yeah, Chuck is not happy.
And the
Look
pot
at
was
Chuck there.
1,500, 1,000 for Mo to call, and Mo called. And Mo, of course, had outs. He actually had a lot of outs there on the turn. He could have caught a deuce. Well, actually, a deuce would have chopped it up.
A deuce or a 7, chop it up.
Deuce or a 7 would have chopped it up. He could have caught a
3, a 5,
a 5,
or an ace.
Or an ace.
To win it.
Wow.
I got to tell you, though, the way the hand played out, not only do I like the way Mo played it, I don't think there's any way you get away from that hand.
Even if the guy moves in for 1,000 there?
Why couldn't the guy have jacks?
Right.
Or tens,
Yeah,
or
it's just,
queens, or kings.
Again, it's much different if Mo were to have jacks or queens. And remember, when you talk about playing more advanced no-limit hold'em, you've got to consider in higher overpairs. If Mo had jacks or queens there, or say queens, and played it in that manner, even kings, Dave, I think it's much easier to get rid of than aces.
Well, just
in
one.
that
It's
spot.
one less hand you
Yeah.
can't beat. Let's say Mo had jacks there.
Yeah.
Well, now Mo can't beat a set of 6s. He can't beat a set of 4s. Can't beat a set of 3s. Can't beat a straight. Can't beat 2 pair. He also can't beat queens, kings, or aces.
Right. And Chuck has been running bad like that, he said, for the last couple months here. We get a raise here by seat number 2 with ace 10, and he's flopped top pair. But look at Tang's hand; he's got a flush draw.
Yeah. Now, do you want to get involved with a paired board? That's the question here for Tang.
Well, yeah, but can Tang also represent here? Remember, you got the blind raising.
If you smooth call one time, you smooth call this, make it look like an 8, and then you raise the turn. How's that?
It's a $150 bet here. Wow, and Tang is not going to play there. Wow.
Well, it depends. You don't have to get involved there. It's a flush draw. There's a paired board out there.
Yeah.
You don't know exactly where your opponent is at. I just think if you put your opponent on a range of hands, once again, Mo slow played the aces, but it was already heads up. There was nobody else to eliminate, so Mo tried to disguise the strength of his hands. When the flop comes out like that, there's just too many hands that I can put Chuck on that don't beat me, that I can beat.
And again, though, even if Mo had raised it up, re-raised it out of the blind, Chuck can still make that call in position with that hand, 6-4 suited.
Definitely, but you also have to look at it in the sense of Mo gives action.
Right.
The players at the table and Chuck, they know that Mo is an action player.
Right.
And I think if Chuck's got 10s or jacks, I think Chuck plays exactly the same way. I think he does the exact same thing.
Well, I think, though, that you have to account for the fact that somebody in the blind could have a higher overpair.
He could, but the problem is it's Mo.
Right.
It's like, Mo, in this kind of game, Mo is like Mike. He's like Corporation Mike. He just gives so much action, you can't give him credit.
And the thing about Chuck there is people might say, well, if you just smooth call there with top 2, that board was really connected. There's a bunch of cards that you don't want to see on the turn. You have no idea where you're at. And he just moved right away, all in.
That's one of the rare times. A lot of people will ask us, well, did he screw up? Did he screw up? I got to say, I like the way the hand was played by both players.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Chuck moved in right away. He almost played it like he moved in like he was scared of something.
Right.
I'm scared of clubs. I have jacks. And I like the way Mo played it.
Yeah, he could have been scared of that straight possibility or the flush possibility.
Yeah, I really don't mind the way either player played that hand at all. Just Mo just got lucky and, Chuck got unlucky.
Limped around here 3 ways. Got 2 new players going to come into the game here. 4-5-4 on the flop. Misses everyone. Looks like it's going to get checked around here. And it does. Turns another 4. Now, AP is good here with ace high.
Sometimes if a board comes out like that and nobody bets it and the board pairs again, I'll bet with my ace high. I might even bet with my king high.
He puts a little bet in there and he's going to take it down. Yeah, we just told the story of the Chuck bad beat last night, and then he kind of takes another bad beat there.
No, obviously that's not nearly a bad beat, as bad a beat. He had a lot. Mo had a lot of outs, obviously.
That's right.
I think it was a 25%, 75% on the flop.
Yeah, something like that.
And then he picks up a couple of more outs in the turn, so.
Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions.
I would say that Mexico just eliminated the USA from the World Baseball Classic, but I could give a crap about that thing, so I'm not going to talk about it.
I think you've already pointed that out.
On different news, did you hear that Bud Selig's he's going to investigate Barry Bonds?
Oh, great.
You think maybe there's an investigation there?
Mo's going to raise it up here with ace, deuce of clubs. Now, Mo's going to loosen his game up to this tight table, Dave.
Especially it's short-handed right now. We're only playing 7-handed.
Alex is going to call with the suited connector, and here we go to the flop. Well, 9-4-6 here. Now, Alex has actually outflopped Mo. Let's see how this one goes. It's about $100 pot.
I hope he costs what? It was $40,000.
I mean, you also have to take into account of how much more money Chuck had there. Chuck only had about $1,000. If Chuck had maybe $3,000 or $4,000, played a lot differently, I think.
Mo's going to make a $60 continuation bet, about 60% of the pot. And let's see what Alex is going to do here out of position, Dave. He's got middle pair. He's going to make the call. And the pot now is about 220 as we head to the turn. Turns a queen. That does not help Mo's hand. Can Mo use this Broadway card, though, as another scare card? If Mo puts another bet in here, I don't think Alex can make this call. And he's going to bet again here, Dave. I think Mo just took a shot of Patron, and he bets 150. And look at this. Alex makes the call again. Wow. And this pot is about $500 to the river. The river's a queen. That might not change anything. And Mo's going to bet again. He's going to bet 400 here, Dave.
Into about a $500 pot.
Yeah, he's really putting Alex to the test. He's bet every single street here.
And Alex can only beat a bluff here, folks.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, this is a bluff catcher at best. I mean, Mo is playing it like, if Alex calls, he's got to put Mo on like ace-jack or ace-king, and that's it.
He's bet 400 here. What looks to be a nice little value bet here.
Mo's actually told me sometimes when he sucks out on somebody, he'll use that money as kind of bluff money.
Yep.
Sees if he can kind of parlay it and run.
And look at this. Alex makes the call, and he's going to take it down there with a pair of sixes. Wow, and that pot is about $1,300 right there for Alex.
And Mo's going to write that down in his book.
Yep.
Do not bluff Alex again.
Button's going to move over here to Alex in seat 5.
You know, I gotta tell Surfing Illini something, because he always kind of always busts our balls, okay? And I gotta tell you, he's always complaining about the streaming. And I'd say probably 85% of the time, he's the only one complaining.
Really?
Pretty much.
Well, actually, you know what though? I got to tell you though, it looks like there's a bunch of people.
Oh, are they?
There's
Okay.
some streaming
Okay. Well,
problems
tonight might be different. But more often than not, he's the only one complaining.
Swedish.
Ace Queen suited here, seat number 5.
You know why I called you Italian, right? Italian got big balls.
And it looks like we got a little raise here. And we're going to see three-way action. About a $60 pot. Deuce 3-4 with a couple of diamonds.
Yeah, misses everybody. See who bets this. Whoever bets this is going to probably take it down. Looks like Alex is getting some chips out. Maybe he wants to take a shot at it. He's going to. Use his power position. And I imagine he's going to take it down, and he does. Now, it's interesting. When Surfing Illini mentions that he has streaming problems,
right,
we all kind of ignore it, okay? But Baron Vanger Toth, he's actually saying he has streaming issues.
Yeah.
And since he so rarely complains, we're going to look into it right away.
Okay. Again, you know, live streaming is not necessarily an exact science, I guess.
No,
That's
it's not at all.
So I guess our technical staff.
And look at Mo. Mo's
do the best
really
they
trying to
can.
loosen his table up here. He is straddling, trying to run this table over.
Yep, so it's going to be $20 to call here.
And seat number 2, Jubilee actually called. He just limped in here with ace-10 hearts. AP is going to also call. And Doc's going to call. And Mo is just going to tap the table, I think. Or is he going to raise? No, he's going to tap the table with King Deuce.
$80 pot here.
4 ways.
7-7-3, and it misses everyone.
Yeah, best hand is still Jubilee with ace-10. Hard for him to know that, though, but he's going to take a shot at it.
Yeah, he's going to throw out a $75 bet here.
Well, believe it or not, he was actually under the gun. He was first to act, but he had position on everybody else because it was all blinds.
Right.
And he takes it down, and he earns himself an $80 pot there.
Yep.
Once again, we're live at the bike, folks. I'm David Zuckman here with Bart Hansing. You're watching No Limit Hold'em. The lines are 5 and 10. You can catch us every Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. You can also check out our website, liveatthebike.com. We've got a lot of cool features on there, including a Pokulator, my blog. I think the only people that actually read my blog are like my mother and my wife. But hey, there you go. Ray just said he read it. Thanks, man. I needed the love. Appreciate it. But you can read it. It's on the left-hand side. It's Tuckman Under the Gun. It's actually Under the Gun with David Tuckman. Check it out. We also have poker news and events and stuff like that, schedules, all sorts of things.
Button moves over here to seat 8. Limped around here.
60 total.
We get a raise of $60 for seat number 8. He's got ace-8 offsuit. And is Mo going to get involved here with ace-10? He is. He's going to call. I imagine Jared is going to throw the way. Jared is a new player in the game. After Chuck took that bad beat, he took a break. And Jared's not going to get involved with queen 6 of spades. And we're going to see this heads up between Mo and AP, and both players are pretty deep. And look at that. The flop comes out ace jack 3. Mo has got him out kicked. Both players hit their aces. AB going to get in trouble. AP, sorry. And it goes check, check. The turn is a 3, and that's a lucky card for AP because now they're going to chop it up. And it just goes $100 bet, $100 call. The river is a jack, and that changes nothing. Actually, no, that does. Wow. Look at this. Now both players have aces and jacks, and Mo's 10 plays. Oh, man, what a difference there. Look at that. The turn actually saved AP, but the river killed AP.
No,
Yeah.
I got it. If
Wow.
I win, I got it. You didn't pay. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And Mo bet a little bit. AP didn't even call him.
I don't need.
Actually, no, I apologize. Mo actually did bet $100. AP called with the ace-8. And AP was kind of confused. He thought for a second that he chopped it up, but obviously not.
Well, we're going to continue on here, Dave. It sounds like we're having some streaming issues.
Yeah. And if you can hear this,
Yeah.
but it is streaming problems, we do assure you that it won't be streaming problems in the reloop, right?
Right.
Oh, you have the best hand.
Not that I think so. I just went over to the technical bay real quick. Checked out the work that was being done.
Do we have our huge technical staff working on it right now?
Yep.
Yeah. Doc's got ace-king on the button. I'm sure he's going to raise it up here. But before he can raise, though, AP actually makes it 30 with king, queen.
And Doc is going to re-raise here.
Yeah, he makes
Ace
it,
king.
I think, $80.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And AP is going to get involved here with queen, jack, spades. And Doc's got position on him. Heads up, about $180 pot.
Here we go to the flop here. Well, it misses both players 4, 5, 6 with a couple clubs.
And this is one of those times where I like to bet the ace-king here almost always here. I just don't want to let somebody get a free draw, a free card,
Right.
and catch up to me.
And a bet here by Doc, and AP is going to take it down. And there you go. Or excuse me, Doc takes the pot down. Sorry about that, folks.
Now, our 2006 Winning of the Green tournament is going on right now. Now it's our 16th annual one. Today's tournament was stud high low. It's 8 or better stud high low, and it was a $500 entry tournament. We had 87 entries, not bad for a stud high low event. And we've got the oxygen tanks waiting for them. Tomorrow's tournament you can play it if you want to. It's a limit hold'em event starting at 4:15 p.m. It's a $500 entry tournament. Should be a pretty good field. And Saturday's tournament will be crazy, folks. It's no limit hold'em, $200 buy-in tournament with multiple rebuys.
Yeah.
And the action will be crazy. That starts at 4:15 also, and that's Saturday.
Well, welcome back. I don't know if something happened here, but it looks like I'm getting the stream back on my computer.
Okay.
So, sometimes I guess bandwidth issues just kind of come and go as
Well,
they go.
like you say, it's an
Yeah.
inexact science. I mean, this
Yeah.
technology is very new. Yeah, and oftentimes, people always say that right around this time of night, people are just getting home from work, and a lot of people are checking their email, and a lot of people are on the web, and that creates a lot of, traffic.
Bun's going to move over here to seat 2.
Oftentimes, it's nothing you guys are doing, and it's nothing we're doing. It's just
Right.
something we got to deal with.
It's usually something that does not plague the show, really. So
Yeah.
an occasional hiccup here and there.
That's exactly.
Ace Queen here for seat 5. He's going to limp in. King Jack is going to limp in here over in seat 7.
So I'll sometimes limp in an early position with ace queen, depending on the table I'm playing at. In a passive table like this, I'd be more apt to raise it.
We're going to see it limped around 5 ways here, folks. Here we go to the flop. Deuce 4, 6 with a couple spades.
Well, top pair for seat number 2.
And he's on the button, Dave. And it gets checked to him. He's going to bet 30.
That's about half the pot. That'll probably take it down. Is that Boston we're seeing?
Yeah,
in
that
seat
is.
number
That is
4?
Boston in seat 4. Now, he will usually play the 3 to 5 game. And,
Although he played the 500 game last night.
yeah,
I saw.
sometimes he plays
I
the
noticed
500
that.
game with the right type of lineup.
He came running over to my table when I had won a big pot off somebody.
Yeah.
And he looks at me and goes, "Oh, Tuck, when you're sucking out again."
Yeah.
But rest assured, I actually had the best hand.
Yeah. Button's going to move over there to Kirk in seat 3. I actually played, Dave. I was a little bit upset today. I got here like at 2:30.
Yeah.
I never got into the 500 game.
Really?
Nope.
Wow, there's only
They-
one game.
They
you couldn't
started
get
the game and no one left. So I was actually playing 3 to 5.
3 to
And
5.
that game, it's
And you didn't-
it's
you didn't
kind of a
want-
little bit of a grind, I think. I think that the players are better. No, I mean, honestly. I mean, during
They're a
the-
little tighter, a little more
during the
solid.
500 game, and I looked over the 500 lineup. I mean, there were three players there that were kind of very
Right.
good for the game. And they're going to give you a lot of action with your hands.
Right, this is actually playing more like a 3 to 5 lineup, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the only player giving action is Mo.
Right. Mo's going to raise it up here with ace 10 offsuit.
75 American dollar.
He makes it 75 to go as he takes another shot. Oh! Down the hatch.
Speaking of drinking, we've got an exciting development here at Live at the Bike.
Yes, we do. But you'll have to stay tuned.
I'm already
Well, I went to game 4 of the World Series with the
I did
Diamondbacks,
talk to you.
the one that they won. But that was that was the game where
And Mo's going to take it down there. Doc did not come in with pocket sevens.
you're right, the out there. And I was sitting up for stand with that, and we couldn't see that until the crowd was
All I can say is stay tuned for tomorrow night's show. Boston's over there on seat 4 on the button.
It was a great thing. I mean, even though they lost that series, it was a great series.
Again, tomorrow night we're probably going to be doing 10-20 no limit.
10-20, yeah,
$1,000
exactly.
minimum.
Yeah.
Pocket jacks over here for seat 8.
Jen.
That's AP.
Yeah, King Queen suited in seat number 2, so it'll be interesting how this hand plays out.
Yep.
Now, in position, if I have King Queen suited, I can call a raise. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Once again, you just got to be wary. If you just hit one king or one queen, you've got to be wary that you might be behind.
Yep.
And Baron Vangertoft thinks I was mocking his level of complaining. I wasn't mocking. I was actually being serious.
No, he said he can't really hear it, though.
I know.
Yeah. So we got a call here by King Queen suited by Jubilee.
Yeah.
And we're going to take this one heads up.
Service.
That's not a good flop for King Queen suited, huh?
9-7-3 here.
AP checks it, though.
Wow.
And you know what? Jubilee takes the card.
Yeah, right behind him. Oh, look at this. The turn's a queen.
Why would you check jacks there?
Wow. And now he's going to bet here. He bets 40, Dave. A real weak bet.
Well, the only thing scary is you go, shoot, was the guy was he checking ace queen?
And King Queen's going to raise it up here. He's going to mini raise it to 80.
When I bet just call, you don't raise me.
And AP's going to call this, and he checks blind.
Yeah.
I like that. If the guy's checking blind, then I'm happy.
Oh, the river's a third diamond. It's an ace. And this is probably going to go check.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all, because the interesting way, that's one of the times where I actually like checking the river, because the guy checked blind to you.
Right.
And the only thing that's interesting, you look at that kind of hand and you go, wait a second. The guy didn't bet the flop, so I'm not going to put him on a pocket pair.
Right.
He bet when the queen came out, so maybe you put him on ace queen or ace king,
Right.
and then the ace comes out. And you go, shoot, what can I bet? What can I beat?
Again, we are working on these problems, so bear with us if you can hear us. Button's going to move here to seat number 5.
All we can offer to them, actually, we will, if you just email us
Yeah.
with the receipt for how much you paid for this show tonight, we will refund that up to 150% for our troubles.
That's a deal.
Yeah.
Mo's going to raise here with Jack 8 offsuit. He's going to make it 50 to go.
No pair yet. Right now, no pair.
He says he's got no pair. Now, seat 5 had made that big call. He's going to call with the speed limit here, Dave, or I could say the 1970 speed limit, pocket 5s. I don't know how many 55 speed limits there are around
There aren't
now.
many.
And we're heads up here. Jack 8 against
Guys,
pocket
cocktail on
5s.
me.
And Mo said he's getting drunk tonight.
And he's buying cocktails for everybody.
Queen 10-4 here with a couple
Cocktail on
clubs.
me.
I'd like a cocktail.
Mo's going to bet.
Well, Mo's got a gut shot. He needs a 9 for the straight.
He bets 175 here, Dave. And he's going to take it down. Alex is not going to get involved with 5.
Alex got a lot of money in front of him now.
Yeah.
Lovely shot of our cocktail waitress, Rika.
Baron Vanguard told us said 2 minutes now without a fade out.
There
so
you
you can
go.
repeat what you were saying about him.
Oh, I was saying
about
that
surfing
that
Illini.
it's actually not facetious. I was
Right,
saying that,
right.
that Baron, most of our viewers don't complain.
Right.
The only person that complains all the time is Surfing Illini. And I like Jeff. I really do. He's a nice guy. But he just busts our balls left and right.
If anybody missed or get chopped up what Dave said, he was talking about how, well, Surfing Illini complained, so we won't listen, but now that Baron Vanguard Toth complained, we'll take it into account.
Exactly, which is why we had our technical team on it right away.
I don't know.
I can actually insult Surfing Illini because he's probably not getting the feed anyway.
Right?
When I got drunk, how about that? When I got drunk.
But of course, we know Jeff Klein, right?
I do. Jeff's
Yeah.
a good guy.
Ace-7 offsuit here for seat 5,
Donna, when I smell tequila,
and he's going to raise here.
now imagine I have 2 already. I see, right now I see.
He makes it 45 here to go with Ace-7. If anyone missed what we were saying, Mo said he's getting drunk. He's already had 2 shots of Patron. AP's got Jack 9 offsuit here, Dave, in seat 8. And he's going to make the call.
35 you said, right?
45.
And we're heads up here.
Yep.
Pot's $100. And look at that. Flop misses everybody, but AP's got the flush draw.
Yeah, he's got the second nut flush draw here. He also has a gut shot to the 10, Dave, as well. And Alex is going to bet 60 here.
About 2/3 of the pot.
And let's see what AP is going to do. Is this a hand that you might actually be able to check raise strong enough draw here? He doesn't have a pair. Now, if the other guy doesn't have hearts, the 10 would be good here as well, obviously.
I mean, he's going to raise it up. I mean,
Yeah.
there's sometimes where I pick their spots. I mean, I just don't know where my opponent's at here.
He's going
And
to
out
make
of
it,
position, do I really want to do this?
well, he's going to make it 300 more here.
Obviously, it's going to work here.
He check raises to 300.
But you know what I mean? I mean, if I'm in position there, yeah, I know
Yeah.
I can either smooth call, I can raise. There are a lot of things I can do.
Right.
But if I'm out of position, let's say I raise it 300 there, okay, because I think my opponent's
Right.
full of crap. Well, now my opponent just smooth calls me.
Yep.
What do you do on a turn?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Let's say you miss. Let's say 4 spades comes out. What do you do then? You know, do you bet because you think your opponent has the ace of hearts?
Red 9.
Do you check because you think your opponent might have I mean, what do you do? That's the only reason it's...
How you doing? How you doing, sir?
I don't want to judge somebody's play based on the results because obviously it worked there, but I don't really love that play.
Oh, no, I'm gonna have it's okay.
Button's going to move over here to seat 7. We're already done with the first hour of the show. Thanks, everyone, for sticking with us through some of our technical problems. Interesting, someone said, well, there's a massive... there's a lot of NCAA live feeds going on. Could that be affecting our show? But they said they're watching it, and those feeds are great. So what can I tell you?
Well, I'm
Enough
not
about that.
sure, but I think CBS and NCAA, their budget's a little bit higher than ours. Not much, but just a little bit.
Limped around here 3 ways. Seat 2 open limped here with ace-queen here. And the flop comes king, king, 3, and Kirk, who is not in the hand, would have flopped trip kings. And that's actually ace-jack for seat 2.
Yeah, Kirk is not in the hand, folks.
Yep. We got a $30 bet here by seat 2 with ace-jack, and Doc is not going to get involved here with a pair of 3s.
There you
And
go.
Jubilee takes it down.
Okay, I'm not gonna play next half an hour.
And Mo's going to straddle here. Or actually, excuse me, it's $10 in the big blind.
Did Mo say he's not going to play for the next half hour?
What can I do?
Oh, he said the dealer cost him $10,000.
Oh, this is the dealer that cost him $10,000.
Yeah.
Well, it's clear Mo is already drunk.
I don't believe I'm gonna do it.
Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions, always appreciated.
Criticisms.
Yeah.
That's good.
Button's going to move over here to seat number 8.
No, I forget about that. I have it. No, I saw the card, but
Limp here by seat 6. 7-5 offsuit. 7-4 suited in seat 8 is going to limp on the button. Pocket 6 is queen 10 and king 8. We're going to see 5-way action here. Limped around. Wow, King 6-7. Jubilee's got bottom set here in seat 2.
Well, let's see if Mo holds true. He said he doesn't want to play while this dealer's in the booth in there. Well, he's flop top pair, and Jubilee's got a set.
And he says, I'm going to check and raise. And look at this. Jubilee's going to lead out here. He bets very weak. He bets 30 here with middle set. And Mo said, I'm going to check and raise here.
Maybe Mo should have listened to himself and not played a hand this 30 minutes.
And a call here on the button with 7-4. And Mo check and raises. He's going to make it 200.
You know what I mean? I said it.
No, him. 2-2.
Guys, I let you know what I have. 6, 7 suited I have.
Yeah.
Not,
Mo told him what he had, by the way.
Yeah.
Mo told him he had King
I
8.
can't.
Well, if you know what Mo has, how do you play sixes here?
Actually, it's not there.
Unless Mo has King 8 of clubs, you're not really scared,
And
right?
look at this. He's going to come back over the top here, and I think that Mo easily gets this information. He's going to make it 700 more, 500 for Mo to call.
I have 6-7 myself.
And I love fast flying hands. If Mo has King 8 of clubs, Mo's going to call this. Mo's probably going to move all in. If he has King 8 and it's not clubs, he's going to throw it away, and he throws it
And
away.
he gets away from it. And there you go.
And he shows a set of sixes.
Yep.
Look at Mo clapping. He looks like a 4-year-old.
Yep.
6-7, I have 7.
We got an email here from Shane Murphy saying, hello from New Zealand. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Are you guys going to celebrate after the show? Is today St. Patrick's Day? It's tomorrow. And Dave, you know, kind of a special announcement. I just got confirmation from our producer. We're going to be doing a special show tomorrow at
St.
Live
Patrick's
Fight.
Day?
For every time that we say some sort of, say, tag phrase that we commonly say, like when you say without a doubt,
Something like
or
that.
some sort of little annoying phrase, we're going to take a shot.
Why does that have to be annoying?
It's going to be, we're going to be taking shots tomorrow night while doing the show. But
And,
over here
uh,
to seat 9.
We cannot recommend that you join along with us.
No, do not join along with us.
It'd have to be runner kings.
But hey, if you're not leaving your house and you're over 21 and you'd like to have one or two, hey, feel free.
Well, it is St. Patrick's Day.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we are going to be taking shots tomorrow night during the show.
Actually, we need your suggestions.
Yeah, tell us how.
Email us. Let us know
When you want us to take a shot.
Yeah, exactly. What our tag phrases should be.
5-way action here. Limped around. 10-6 deuce on the flop.
Jared's got a gut shot to the 9.
Going to get checked around here.
And I think the best hand is still pocket 4s, but nope, not anymore. Now the best hand is Mo with ace deuce. He's got top and bottom.
But look at this. Jared's picked up a flush draw. It was the ace of clubs.
And AP has actually got ace as well.
Well, Mo bets 100 here. Let's see what Jared's going to do. Jared also has a gut shot, like you said, to the 9.
Yeah, Mo's got a real crazy image right now, so he might get paid. Jared's not going to get involved, though.
Ace deuce.
Michael's not going to get involved. And what's AP going to do?
I don't have ace of somehow.
And I don't think AP is going to get involved here.
I have ace deuce. You have ace?
No, he's not.
He actually said, Mo, what do you have, ace deuce or ace 6?
Yep.
Look at that.
You want to see this one? You want to see this one?
You know, I got to tell you, though, because it is St. Patrick's Day, none of this foo-foo shots, and because it is an Irish holiday, we're going to be taking shots of Jameson. I just made that executive decision right there.
Jeez. The show might only last 24 minutes an hour, but hey. Can I have some Guinness?
We don't have. They have Newcastle here. They don't have Guinness.
I'll bring in a 6-pack of Guinness or...
Yeah, Irish car
case.
bombs. Irish car bombs. Jameson is a nice Irish whiskey. Kind of sweet. It's not like taking a bourbon, Dave. You drink Jameson before?
Of course, I've had it before, but I mean...
Maybe we can have some Bushmills.
You've got, like, you pointed out numerous times, you probably got about 40 pounds on me. Man, I'm going to be rolling on the floor. Call my wife to pick me up.
Limping around.
Yes, I know, Ray. I'm a pussy.
3-way action. I've always liked Irish whiskey. Queen 4 deuce here. Alex has got ace 4. And
Jubilee's got the 4 also.
Yep, Jubilee's got jack 4. Bet here by Alex, and he's going to take it down there. Irish Card Bomb is Jameson, and I think you drop it in Guinness, right? I think that's what it is. I can't remember
See,
exactly.
that sounds great.
I haven't bartended, like I said, in a couple years, but I'm pretty sure.
That sounds so. It's kind of like a sake bomb, but instead of obviously sake and a
you
beer.
drop a shot of Guinness in the shot of Jameson in the Guinness, or
That
any
sounds
Irish
great.
whiskey in the Guinness.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
All day.
That's hefty duty.
Are you
That's
gonna wear
a lot
green?
of
I gotta wear
liquid.
green tomorrow, then, huh?
I don't know if I have anything that's green.
You want drink?
You have nothing that's green.
I don't know.
You have nothing that's
I'm
green.
working too.
And this is one drink.
4 to 12, I'm working too.
Butt moves over here to seat 2.
Why?
Limp here by seat 8.
Say, two drink? Now whoever comes.
See, we can either drink. We can either drink when we do some sort of catchphrase,
Yeah.
but if we're aware of it, we might not do it as much. I'm thinking maybe we could drink when like something happens at the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anytime somebody gets if anybody at the table gets pocket nines, you drink. If anybody gets ace king, I drink. Something like that. You know what I mean? Or we could do like a flop prop bet. Like if it's all red, you drink. All black, I drink.
Mo's raised here with pocket 10s, and he's going to take it down there.
Email us with your suggestions.
Yep.
King.
Because if mine is like without a doubt, or to be honest,
You won't make it.
well, it really. Well, the funny thing is,
He show by
since I'll be so
everybody.
aware of it, whenever I want to drink, I'll just say it, and if I don't want to drink, I'll stop it.
I think that we could maybe do a flop game. We can pick out the. We can actually figure out who's got the prop pair game going on out there, and then like if we pick an 8 or a jack, that won't happen more than a few times during the show.
Well, that's the whole point,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You know, if somebody gets pocket aces, you drink. If somebody gets pocket queens, I drink.
Right,
You can
right.
go back and forth.
Yeah.
Like I said, email us with your suggestions
Gamble.
at live@thebike.com. It should be a fun show. St. Patty's Day.
Oh, I didn't make. Can I make?
And like I said, we cannot recommend that you join along with us.
5-way action. Limped around.
Wink, 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 wink.
9-8-4 here with a couple of hearts. 2 people have flush draws here. Alex and AP. And Boston is going to come out and bet here with 7-9. He's got top pair. Alex is next to act. Let's see what he's going to do. He's got a flush draw and middle pair, Dave.
Yeah, he's got a pretty big hand. I like Alex's hand up.
He's going to raise.
And if he raises it up here, you figure AP is not going to get involved.
Only 50 more. It's a little bit of a mini raise here.
You know, when you're playing deep stack no limit, you got to be aware that if you hit your flush and it's not the nut flush, you've got to be aware that people can have you out kicked. I mean, well, higher flushes, obviously.
He folds. There's Mo
Wow,
with
and look at
another
Mo.
shot of tequila.
Jeez. Look at it. He's like dazed and confused already. Look at him.
The action's back over to Boston. It was just a little bit of a mini raise here, Dave. But he makes the call.
Does he think it's St. Patty's Day today?
Pot's about $250 to the turn. Turn is a king. That doesn't change anything.
Nope. And Boston needs an 8, a deuce, or a heart to win this pot, folks. Or he just needs to get Boston off the hands.
Oh, Alex needs
I'm
that.
sorry,
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. And might Boston bet here, putting the guy on a draw? And he's going to come out and bet.
Yep.
He's going to bet 200 here.
Now, this is going to play it. Now, if Alex raises this again, it's a real strong play, and I think he gets Boston off the hands.
And actually, it's a $150 bet here. And it looks like Alex is going to raise him again.
Did you?
He does.
And I think it's a great play by Alex.
Yeah.
I think he recognizes the fact that this guy thinks I'm on a draw, and look at that, he gets
Yeah.
Boston to lay
He
it
made
down.
it 300 more. And that's good hand there. Good solid poker there.
That's real solid poker on both sides.
Yeah.
I
And
like
the river was a 7, and Boston would have made 2 pair on the river.
I like the bet by Boston. He correctly thought, my opponent might have Jack 10,
Right.
might have hearts. I don't want to give him the free card. But then he also threw his hand away when he got raised the second time, and I
Right.
like that play also. Remember, he only had top pair with a 7 kicker.
Yep. Button moves over here to seat 6.
And look at that email from Shane Murphy. Hello from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Hey guys, happy St. Patrick's Day. Is you guys going to celebrate after the show? No, during the show. Now, I know our technical staff would love to join us.
Yeah, but
Now,
he
Isaac's
needs
been
a
doing this.
steady hand.
Now, well, Isaac's been doing this a long time. I think he can get away with it. Ronnie, though, with the card input, I'm not sure.
No. I think it's hard enough just doing it sober.
Yeah.
It's funny. I love it now. I have, sometimes we have a discussion on the thread, Dave, about Sirius Satellite Radio and Howard Stern. They started. I don't think you're a big Howard Stern fan, but I am. They started replaying the shows now 24/7, which I was waiting for. So now on the way to work and the way back home, I listen to it, and it is.
You love it, huh?
Oh yeah.
What do you pay for that Sirius satellite?
I think it's $9 a month.
$9 a month, huh?
I enjoy it.
Just for Stern alone, it's worth it. Ace King suited here for seat number 8. He's just going to limp in. And again, with a passive table like this, Dave, we had a question last night from a guy saying, at a passive table, would you ever limp in with a big pocket pair on this table? And I would probably say never at this table.
Not at this table, no.
And Ace King suited, I'm going to bring that in from a raise under the gun as
I might
well.
even be raising with King, Queen, King, Jack.
Yeah.
Hand that I normally wouldn't even play.
Right.
But at this table, you can raise him because nobody else is playing.
Three-way action here, limped around.
It's not a terrible flop for Ace King. I mean, he's got backdoor clubs. He's got a gut shot to the nuts, obviously.
And look at that, it's funny, Evelyn's sitting in for Ronnie, and she's already made a mistake. Michael does not have a pair of 10s there. He's got 8-6 of diamonds. Now, seat 8's going to bet with Ace-King. He bets 20. Now, 8-6 has a gut shot. Michael, again, he's got 8-6 of diamonds in seat 7. And he folds.
It's funny how quickly you and I point out everybody else's mistakes. Don't you think they would just love it just for like 20 minutes? They would absolutely love.
Right.
To just point out all our mistakes. Oh, man.
Oh, I love to ride the technical stuff,
exactly. I mean, we make mistakes like almost daily. We butcher the names of everybody here. But hey, all's fair in the world of live bike, folks.
Now, Mo's got Ace-King, and he's going to come in for a raise. He's going to bet 60 here. Now, seat 5 here, Alex, these two have kind of gone, head-to-head here tonight. He's got Ace-Queen of diamonds.
I got to tell you, if an ace comes off here, and this is what Mo is looking. He set this up. Now, I know, obviously, it was an expensive setup.
Right.
He lost about $900. Actually, I want to say $600.
Yeah.
But if an ace flops here, he might get all of Alex's money.
Well, seat number 8 has 8-6 of diamonds here, and he might call now. There's two people in there. No, he's not going to get involved with it. And he was dominated with diamonds, but it's that less of a chance that Alex makes a flush.
And
Mo bets blind here. He bets 200 blind. Here we go to the flop. Oh, Alex outflops.
What a flop for him. Look at that. He's got backdoor diamonds. Hits top pair.
Mo's bet 200 here, and Alex is going to raise. He makes it 300 more. And is Mo going to call with the gut shot? He does. We've quickly got an $800 pot that turns a 9. Wow.
Another diamond there. Look at that.
Mo checks, and Alex moves all in here. Unbelievable.
Have you seen that?
What a turn card. Wow.
Was it that good a turn card?
And the funny thing here is, if 8-6 of diamonds had stuck in the hand, Dave, for some reason, if he stuck in the flop to try to gut shot a 9, he would have made it, and he would have been on diamonds as well. He would have had a straight, and he would have had diamonds.
River would have been a 7. Why was it not a diamond? What an amazing turn card.
Well, it gives Alex the nut diamond draw as
well.
well.
Oh, as well.
Yeah.
Okay. But, I mean, obviously, I knew the significance of it, but I mean, he was already ahead.
Now, obviously, 8-6 of diamonds, if Mo bets blind, the guy raises. I think he's out of there. He's not going to try to catch a 9.
Not for a gut shot.
Yeah. But, I mean, that would have really been interesting. There's no way I don't think Alex is going to get away from that. Boy, I mean, it's really something.
He's got a top pair with a nut flush draw.
Yeah.
That guy's got a straight with a flush draw.
Yeah.
And Mo just got unlucky there. If an ace flops, man, I really wonder, especially with Mo's image and the fact that he's drinking like a fish right now, I kind of wonder if Alex would have gotten away from it.
Yep.
Would have Mo got about $2,000 from him?
A couple of suggestions here. Mike Annalini says, take a shot every time Corporation Mike raises pre-flop. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to do that.
But that show would last about 11 minutes.
Three-way action here, limped around. Queen 3-4 on the flop.
And AP's got the top pair.
He's going to come out and bat 15 here.
Now, Kirk's got open in the straight draw with backdoor hearts. Is he going to get involved?
Well, it's a rainbow board.
And he does, okay.
Yeah, he makes the call.
Now, with his image, couldn't he raise and just get the hand right now?
Oh, yeah. Turns an 8. I mean, if I'm AP, AP bets blind, I'm going to say, if I'm AP, I might just check fold the turn here when Kirk calls.
And Kirk just calls again.
Yeah.
I mean, if Kirk raises at all, he takes this down, folks.
A bet again in the blind by seat 8, and the river is an ace. $20 bet. And Kirk is.
And look at AP. He's just trying to keep this pot small. They're all blocker bets.
Yep.
And Kirk throws it away. And Kirk has got to use his image there. I know he's a tight player. He doesn't play a lot of hands, which is fine. But if you get a flop like Queen 3-4 there, and the guy bets into you, why not raise it? You might take the pot down right there, and if you don't take it down, you'll probably get a free river.
Now, Michael Feynman has said every time Bart should take a shot every time I say I was in a cash game today and did this. There you go. There you go.
Well, there you go. Robert Willis is correctly telling us it is already St. Patrick's Day in New Zealand.
Yep.
Well, happy St. Patty's Day.
Neil Will says, you guys have to chug a beer whenever Alan explains why you played a hand, and for the entire duration of the explanation, and you'll be drunk after one hand.
Oh, God. That sounds so painful. Thank you for the suggestions, guys. These are great.
Limped around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-way action.
You have a lot of money, that's all.
Ace 7-3.
Ooh,
And
two pair.
Yeah, Jared's got top and bottom here.
I don't think anybody else has anything. I mean, pocket 8s for AP, but with the ace out there, he'll probably get away from it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Seat number 2 is going to fire at it, though. He's got Jack. He's got King Deuce. He's got nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Seat 6 is just going to call here, Dave, on this board. There are 2 hearts out there.
Yeah, and AP correctly gets rid of it there. He goes, you know what, maybe one of these guys is full of crap, but the other guy must have something, so.
And we're heads up. Here we go to the turn.
Oh, look, that would have been an 8.
Yeah, turn is an 8, and it's a 3rd heart.
And you think Jubilee maybe thinks he has a flush? He does not, but maybe he thinks he does. Odd bet there.
It's going to get checked over to Jared, and he's going to bet 200, and he's going to take it down. And again, you know, kind of another reason why, well, I mean, there were a couple people behind him, but once again, the slow play does not yield you any money. Now, let's say that seat number 2 actually let out with something maybe even as strong as ace-10 or ace-jack there, or maybe even an ace-queen. He was in there and under the gun. That heart, he might just check fold there.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We try to point out all the time. Often people don't want to slow play because they're scared. They go, well, I don't want to slow play because the guy might catch something and beat me. Most of the time, I don't want to slow play because I don't want a card to come off that kills my action.
Right.
And you pointed out exactly. If seat 2 had ace-king there,
Yeah.
and you raise with ace-3, you might get re-raised, and there might be a big pot.
Right.
But once the heart comes off, it's easy for ace-king to throw it away.
Here already.
In that case, obviously, seat 2 had nothing.
Right.
I put it here already.
No, I'm saying just for later. I don't have a hand.
But that's a good one.
Suggestions here from Jason Lee. Saying I'll be in Albany watching the ECAC hockey semifinals.
Oh,
Right
I'm
now.
so jealous. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Cornell, obviously, in the semifinals there. I love college hockey, man. Absolutely love it.
Is Mo putting $100 in here blind in the small blind? Is that allowed?
Well, of course it's allowed. You can put money in whenever you want.
Yeah, I think he's put $100 in dead money in the small blind. And he's got king queen.
And everybody else has folded.
And Mo takes it down. That's amazing. Wow. I mean, what a spot to try to steal.
Yeah, well, I hadn't seen what
$100
everybody
in
else
dead
had.
money. Yeah.
Well, here's the email here from Jason Lee here. Hey, guys, I won't be able to watch. All right, okay, you should all drink when, number 1, Alan does his play with chips, then he smiles, and then he folds.
Yeah.
When Alan says, that's Alan, after he makes the call, or whenever Mike berates Alan for making a bad call.
Now, is Mike and Trish going to be, are they going to be back?
I'm not sure.
Too many players, seat 1.
We just saying, we just a helpful role.
Button moves over here to Mo. We got ace-king there for seat number 6. That's a new player. That's Jared. And he is going to raise here, Dave. This game is really kind of playing a little bit small. He's going to raise it to 60, which is pretty much the biggest kind of raise we've seen pre-flop, except for Mo, all night. And there actually is a decent amount of money on the table.
They are. Just, these players just playing it small, though. Actually, we haven't had a chip count yet, have we?
Jared's going to take it down.
This is an interesting. Marianne Jarvis, our Jesus groupie, says, okay, hey, I think you should take shots every time someone has pocket rockets or pocket kings or pocket queens. If after 1 hour's time none of those hit, you should include pocket 10s, pocket 9s, and pocket 8s. And if none of those hit, well, then you got to include every other pocket pair. Just have a good time. And in the worst case scenario, just take a shot after every other hand. Thank you very much for the email, Marianne. Appreciate it.
Button's moved over here to seat number 8. And he's going to raise it up here, Dave. He's going to make it 50. He's got, looks like, Queen Jack off suit. And I don't really mind that raise. A couple limpers in front, you know. He's got the button. It's really been a passive table. Jack 7 of diamonds folds. Let's see if seat 8's going to... Yeah, he's going to play here with King Jack. And actually, the button has King Queen off suit. So King Queen against King Jack here, Dave. It misses both players. $100 pot, 10-3-8, couple clubs. Jubilee's going to make the continuation bet here. And I know we've talked about it, but I really think that our new font is cool. Much, much better than the old stuff.
Oh,
we changed it a couple of weeks ago.
So much easier. I mean, the percentages pop off, the cards pop off.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see everything really quickly.
Right.
Where everybody's at. Nice email here from Richard Young here. He says, in the past week, several times during online play, I've seen people chatting about your show. The website comes up in the chat areas. I think the amount of people watching is going to grow quickly because the word of mouth on the internet is going on. And he thinks maybe that is affecting our feed.
Yep.
Well, it's a possibility. You never know.
Anna, can I ask you a question? Do you think they're going to fire me because I'm drunk?
What did he say?
He said, Donna, can I ask you a question? Are they going to fire me because I'm drunk? I think Mo wants Donna to drink with him. We need a Patron counter on Mo here tonight.
I think it's 4 already, right?
Wow. Mo is going to raise here.
Every single time I'm going to raise seat 5 blind. What's the problem?
Mo says every single time I'm going to raise seat 5 blind. Mo's raised with 6-8 here, and Boston's got 10. So let's see how Boston's going to play it, Dave.
Every time. Thank you for donation.
Boston is going to re-raise. He's not fooling around here.
I don't like that here.
He makes it 250.
But for you, I'm going to...
Well, they're having a good time. That's for sure.
Now look at Boston wearing a Yankees cap, man. A guy
I thought he was cool.
Wearing a Yankees cap. Ugh.
Hey, did you hear Johnny Damon? Already injured?
Yeah, he's injured, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, first he got benched in the World Baseball garbage league.
Yeah.
And
for the USA team, they got eliminated by Mexico today.
Yeah, he got benched and then he got injured pinch running.
Look at this seat number 9 here, Doc, one of the tightest players to get on the table. He's got pocket queens, Dave. And he did fold them last time, remember? I mean, he raised. He got re-raised.
So a raise and a re-raise.
Right. Doc's going to raise it up to 60 here with queens.
And you wonder if anybody's going to give him action.
Boston's got ace-4 of diamonds here on the button. I'm sure he knows how tight Doc is.
Now, sometimes I will call a raise for a player like Doc only because with this kind of hand,
right,
I'm not calling to hit my ace. I'm calling to hit a flush, or I'm calling to hit a wheel, or I'm calling to hit 2 4s.
Also,
or 2 pair.
Also, you can really put a lot of pressure on Doc.
Exactly.
Well.
I'm in position.
Right.
And if he has, say, let's say he's raising with jacks and it comes out king blank, he makes kind of a weak bet and I can read him. Once in a while, I'll mix it up and I'll play that.
Now, would you
hand.
call him with ace-10 off suit there?
No,
Kirk easily
definitely not.
folded.
Yeah, ace-10 is garbage. Ace-4 suited.
Yeah.
I might call. You know, I've got position. I'm in the button. I'm not saying I always would, but against a player that's pretty predictable, I might. And look at this chip count here. We've got $18,000 on the table. Alex got the most money on the table. Jared's got the least. Let's see the differences. And Alex is a big winner so far.
Yeah, he's up $1,700.
Mo is up 1,000 still. The funny thing is that was off in that one pot after he took Chuck's money.
Yeah.
And
Chuck was probably down 1,500, obviously.
Yeah, and a couple of the players have left, I think. Seat 4, Tang, he also lost some money.
Yeah.
If you raise, I will raise it.
Limped around here. And this is not, we're not going to see a flop here on this hand. Kev Mapp thinks that we should take a shot every time I have a Bartgasm. Or the spoil things, Bart should take a shot, you guys should take a shot every time I say unbelievable, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Minor leagues. Pretty good.
Hi, Brian.
What age group?
How you doing?
Flop game or a pair game is a good idea. You should each pick 2 hands.
That's not bad.
Hi,
First question.
Well, I like the tagline. This guy.
How you doing? How he knows?
Yeah, John E. says we should drink every time one of us says the.
How you know?
Jay Birch says every time Mike berates Alan, you drink.
See, that's interesting.
Yeah. And SP Surfer Michael says you should do Bushmills. And I don't know if they have Bushmills here, but I know they at least have Jameson. We got Pocket Kings for seat 6, and he's going to raise it up from the button.
Can we smoke cigars in the booth?
He's going to make it 75 to go here. Now, Dave, Kirk limped in middle position with ace-jack off suit. I imagine he's going to easily fold this hand. Seat 2 folds. Kirk's got the ace-jack here.
Partizan is so by his best hand.
And he folds.
You know, it's funny. I was planning on playing after the show tomorrow night. But if we're gonna play this game and it's St. Patty's Day, I'm gonna have to play tonight, I guess.
John E. says every time Corporation Mike picks his nose, you better bring a bucket of drinks.
Jeez.
Yeah, he kind of does that a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you, the more I'm hearing all these suggestions, the more I'm leaning toward it's got to be something that happens either in the game or on the table or with the cards, more than what you and I say.
Right.
We should be out of control of what happens.
No, I agree with you. I think the pair game's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things.
Yeah.
You can put 5 or 6 little variables in there. I like the fact, if Alan ever, if he does his little fake fold thing and he smiles. And
Although I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
He did it last night.
Did he?
Yeah.
Kirk is going to bring this one in for a raise save. What would be the minimum that he's probably raising it with here?
That hand right there. Under the gun. I mean, in early position, that's pretty much it.
He's going to make it 60. Seat 5's going to call it Jack 10 suited. And you know what? Mo is over there. He limped in with Queen Jack. I bet you he's going to call as well.
I would always call. I mean, I have no problem calling Kirk's raises.
Yeah.
And if I hit my flop, I'm going to talk about hitting a monster. Okay, well then I'll play it. If I don't hit a monster, I get rid of it. I mean, I know the implied odds are huge because I know he's got a huge hand.
This is funny. Kirk making an early position raise, and he's going to get called in multiple spots.
And Kirk won't bet unless he hits at least
1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way action, $300 pot.
I mean, he might not even bet an ace or a king here.
Here we go. Well, 10, 7, 6. Well, when you get called in 4 spots, why not fold here, right?
Oh, there's no way he's going to put a continuation bet out there.
10, 7, 6 here, and Alex has got top pair. Let's see if he leads out of seat 5. He's got the best hand.
See, nobody else has got much of anything. AP's got a gut shot straight draw, the bottom end of it, though, with a backdoor heart draw.
It's a $300 pot here, Dave.
Mo's got overcards.
And he's going to only bet 90 here into a $300 pot.
Now, the problem with taking one off if you're either Queen Jack, AP's going to take one off. Now, he's got this gut shot. Problem with taking one off, and I don't mind the fold here by Kirk, is if your opponent has ace 7 or ace 10, you don't know what exactly you're rooting for.
Now, is AP possibly making a move here? I mean, he's got a weak draw. Well, now he picks up a draw to the... No, he's still got the
Same
draw to
draw,
the 4.
yeah.
But, I mean, that's a hand that you don't necessarily call for its value on a draw. And he's out of position, actually. He's not in position.
Well, he might have been looking at it going, wow, it's a $390 pot, only 90 to call.
Right.
I'm getting 4 to 1 on my money. Okay, I'll take a shot at it.
And Alex makes another little weak bet. He's picked up a flush draw now. He bets 125. He's going to bet 125 here. He's got top pair and a flush draw.
And AP's put in a tough spot here because, if he raises, can he get Alex off the hand?
Well,
but now Alex has picked up a flush draw.
And the pot right now is about $600, 125 to call. Yeah, he's not going to get involved with it. I thought, with 3-5 there, again, when you make that call heads up on a flop with a big pot, you're not necessarily calling to hit your draw. But I figure, the way Alex played it, I might call there with a very, very weak draw. I've got backdoor hearts, I could catch a 4, but there's also other things going through my mind. I might take the pot away.
Right, the flop is 10-7-6.
Right.
You figure if an ace comes off, you can probably take it away. If an 8 or a 9 come off, brings a 1 line of your straight, you might take it away there.
Right.
Obviously, if you hit your hand, you can take it away.
Right. Lots of different things that you can represent.
Exactly. You're not just calling for a 4.
Right.
Once again, we're live at the bike, folks. You can catch us every Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. Tonight is No Limit Hold'em blinds are 5 and 10.
You can raise, but you have to wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I got I'm first position.
And Mo tried to raise out of his big blind, but I guarantee you that was a play. He doesn't want anybody to raise.
Under.
No action.
Mo says he's going to raise here. He says he's going to raise. He's got deuce 4 offsuit.
Under.
And he raises to 100 and he takes down the money.
No, everybody folded to him. He didn't have to raise.
That's hilarious. Yeah, Doc
threat of it.
folded.
The threat of it did it.
Here's an interesting one here from EG. He says, how about you drink whenever someone gets stacked or somebody moves all in? And if you actually tell the players, it might kind of affect the game.
Wow. That's interesting.
That's anytime somebody goes down to felt, take a shot.
So we'd be taking one for the
Oh,
team.
look at this. Here we go.
We'd be taking one for the team, huh? Every time if the action is good tomorrow night, we'll be drunk. Wow. That's not a bad idea. I like that idea.
Button moves over here to seat number 9.
Mo's got one ace. I'm not sure what the other card is, but he's got one ace. Alex has also got an ace.
As he peels his lime out of his mouth, or lemon, or whatever.
Is nobody drinking with him?
No, I'm not gonna eat more.
Kirk's got 8s. AP's got
Look at
3s.
this. Mo's got ace queen.
And look at in seat 5, Alex has got ace 10.
And he's going to raise. And Alex might play this heads up. And what if an ace comes, Dave, again?
Now, does Kirk call Mo's with 8s?
At this point, I think he might. And he is going to make the call.
Yeah, Kirk likes to call with pairs because he knows he can flop sets.
Yeah.
He can flop the nuts, and then it's obviously
But I
easy
can
to
tell
play.
you once again, though, if an ace comes out here, Dave.
Alex might be in trouble.
Well, now that Kirk is called, yeah, he's not even going to get involved with it. I thought maybe heads up.
Yeah, he probably would have. Kirk saved him, though.
Yep. And we're going to see about a $250 pot going three-way.
How about ace 8-3?
And Mo's going to bet blind here again. And he's hit top pair. Uh-oh, Kirk's got middle set.
Uh-oh, and Kirk is going to...
And Kirk might, you know what? If there's ever a time to slow play here, Dave,
This is definitely it.
this might be it because Mo is bet blind here.
One time in my life, I can.
Now, Mo has the ace of hearts in his hand.
One
That
time.
might keep him
All
in
right.
there.
He's bet out blind
Hold on.
about $130.
Now, I know Mo is drunk, and I know Mo is action. But when Kirk raises, and he's raising this right now.
Oh, wow. And Mo's going to move. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he made a little fake. It looked like he put the chips in. Well, he's going to call anyways, Dave.
No, he looks like he's just calling.
Yeah, he's just going to call.
He's calling Kirk, though. I mean,
Wow.
can your ace-queen be good here against Kirk?
Here we go to the turn. Oh, he picks up the hearts now.
He's not going anywhere. He's probably going to move all in.
Pot is about 800 or 900 now.
Come on.
Uh-oh, Kirk is going to put the bet in. Mo moves all in here. Mo needs to catch a heart that does not pair the board. He asks Kirk, does he want to make a deal?
I have heart.
So let's see if they're going to... Dave, this pot is huge.
Yeah. it's
Over
a huge pot.
$5,000.
Give him some time.
I'm gonna put it down.
And they're deciding if they want to run the river more than one time.
No, 2 times. I beat you already. I beat him already. I have heart there. He has on draw. He need pair the board.
Mo's telling him he has a flush, but he's not
He
showing
said
it to
3.
him.
I said 2.
You guys show your hand first.
2 times.
Deal or no deal?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no, that's all.
Yeah, yes or no.
Simple.
You can say 1 time. 1 time.
All right, they're going to run it one time.
One time. And Mo needs an ace and only a heart and only a heart.
Only a heart. Here we go to the river.
All right.
Oh, it's a 6, and Kirk fills up. And I got to tell you, Seat 8 was pissed that Mo kind of did that out of turn to get him to fold his hand. Wow, how much money
What
is
did
that?
C8 have? He had pocket 3s.
Yeah,
What's he pissed about?
Wow. Kidding, huh?
and Mo is giving money away here at the table, Dave.
Well,
I'm really surprised. I'm actually a little surprised that Kirk raised.
yeah,
on
I
a
mean,
flop.
I just got to say here, I mean, I know it's Kirk, but it's not like Mo had a garbage hand. He had ace-queen with the
right.
ace of hearts.
What?
I mean, I can see throwing it away on a flop.
Yeah, but there's no way that when Kirk raises a flop, that he has absolutely anything worse than ace queen there.
Yeah, you were probably drawing.
And he might just call with ace queen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Except Mo's giving so much action. Do you think Kirk maybe plays it that way?
5,000.
Maybe. I don't know.
And, you know, Mo lost a little over 8,000 last night, and he's stuck tonight again. Not having a good go of it here.
Email here from Augustin Navarro. He says, hey guys, I'm a huge fan of the show. I just signed up for the archives, and I'm looking for the first show that Barry Greenstein was on. What month was it in? I can't find it. You know, it's funny. I looked up in the archives because we organized the archives, and then I actually looked at it this morning, and now they're organized in a way where I was looking under famous players and names, and it was just your name, Dave Tuckman, plays on Live at the Bike.
Well, that's all we need, isn't it?
Right. But it was definitely August 17th or something like that, right? Something like that. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe August 31st.
Man, you're getting bad. You used to be good at that. Now, August is when Legends is here. Our Legends of Poker, our big tournament. So a lot of the big names were here during that month. So if you want to look for a lot of the big names, you can look all the way from basically August 1st all the way through September 5th.
Yep.
We also had some big names early on in the show. If you go back to way in the beginning, we're talking March and April. We had Greg Raymer on early on. We had Scotty Wynn.
Yeah, Greg Raymer is a show that was way back in February.
Scotty Wynn did. I mean, Greg Raymer did what, an hour and a half?
He did 2 hours of commentary with me.
And he was sweating profusely in the older room, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yep.
Now, I got to tell you, out of all the World Series of Poker champions the last 4 or 5 years, to me, he is the best poker ambassador. He is great for the game. I really have a lot of respect to Greg Raymer. Obviously a great poker player, but really a great guy.
Mo's got King Jack here, and he's bought in for a lot more money here, Dave. Wow.
Well, he's now built this image, and he's now drunk.
That's actually not King Jack for Mo. Again, I confused that with Doc. C8 is going to raise here. We cannot see what he has. Oh,
actually, no, it's
Doc. Doc who raises.
Now, this is where Doc differs from, say, Kirk. Doc in late position in a game like this will raise with King Jack.
Yeah.
You'll never see Kirk do that.
Now, again, though, I just want to bring it back to that. And again, it kind of seems like, Mo's throwing money around, and I think he's just having fun. People say, well, that's a lot of money. But the amount of money that Mo makes, Dave, over the last few months, I think this game is actually kind of small for him. What I was going to say was that when he has ace-queen with the ace of hearts, we brought it up earlier on in the show. I don't know if that was when people were having feeding problems. Top pair with a nut flush draw with a lot of heat against a tight player, especially with one card to come, you don't want to shove all your money in there.
No,
because you're drawing to a heart, and obviously
you realize that even two pair or trips is probably not good.
Yeah. Doc's got pocket jacks here. He's going to raise,
especially against Kirk, because Kirk's not going to be in there with some sort of like weird two pair.
Yeah.
Kirk's not in there with Queen 8. Should obviously give you more outs.
But you're right, Mo did have a real hand. I just think that if he played it normally, I think he would have waited, but I think that he probably would have had to have gotten away from the hand, or he would have.
Well, you wonder if the turn hadn't brought a heart,
and
he checks to Kirk, does he get away from it at that point?
Yeah.
Obviously, once the turn comes out, it is real hard to get away from that hand. And look at that. Kirk plays one hand the whole night and gets paid off. I mean, it's unbelievable. We point it out all the time. You do not have to play a lot of hands to win money in No Limit Hold'em.
Okay, Barry Greenstein is on 8/24, August 24th, August 31st, and September 7th.
Wow.
So the 24th, and 31st, and the 7th. And is that labeled over in the archives?
5-5.
Okay.
It's interesting. I was actually talking to Joe Seabach, Barry's son.
Yeah.
He's also an accomplished poker player himself now, about coming on the show and possibly giving us a little interview here and there. And he said he seemed really jazzed about the idea. So next time he's at the bike, I'm going to see if we can get him.
Mo raised there with Queen Jack, and he's
give
us
some perspective.
Listen to Baron Vangor Toth here. He says, "You guys can't imagine how much I wish I could be there for that show. I'm spending tomorrow night with 20 people, of which 16 I wouldn't mind if they dropped dead." Well, I've been at those types of parties before, haven't you?
Yeah. I really try to avoid them. The older I get, the more I realize that life is too short for me to waste time at those parties. I just don't go.
Well, you were kind of telling me about you didn't really want to go to the Oscar party, right? You came down and played the tournament.
And I didn't.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where I'm going, you know what? If I don't want to go somewhere, I make it as hard as possible for me to go.
Right.
Once in a while, you got to make a sacrifice, you got to compromise and so forth. But
the lovely Bin is coming into the dealer's box here. There she is.
Well, I'm really psyched. Next week is my kind of a birthday week for my family. Today was one of our dog's birthdays.
The gay one?
Yeah, the gay one's birthday. He's 8 years old. Our other dog actually, her birthday's next Tuesday, and my lovely wife's birthday is next Thursday. And for our dog, we actually bought him a chicken. Not a live chicken, a dead chicken. We cooked it for him, gave it to him for dinner.
Got a little raise here by Mo, ace-3 of diamonds. Boston's going to call with 3-4 of clubs. Seat 6 has got pocket 5s in the small blind. He's going to make the call.
How about like a 3-3-5 flop?
That'd be a hell of a flop. So 4-way action here, $120 pot to the flop here, Dave.
And there it is.
No, not quite, but 10-6-8. Boston's got a flush draw. And King 10's got top pair. And it's going to get checked around. King 10 does not bet. And we're going to see a free card here.
Back almost 10 days. I'm giving back. 10 days.
Checked
I'm giving
around.
back.
Turns is 7 now. Anyone with a 9 would have a straight, but no one has a straight. And is Michael going to bet out now? Nope. Check, check, check. Checked around once again here, it looks like. And the river is a 6, and Michael has the best hand.
Wow, I mean, he just let everybody get there, and nobody got there.
And Mo's going to bet 50 here with ace high. Now, Jared, funny thing is, if Jared's not going to call, but Michael is going to call.
I got to tell you, Michael seems like a nice enough guy, but I hate the way he's played this hand.
Really?
I hate it. I could not hate it more.
Just too passively.
Well, he played it so passively, and then he pays off the river, and obviously it's the correct payoff, I guess you could say.
Right.
But you let anybody get there. When you have no idea where you're at. I mean,
so you probably would come out and lead on the flop there.
I would either lead on the flop, and if I decided that the pot wasn't worth it and I didn't like my hand, I just would never pay off. I just
Really?
throw it away. Yeah.
Even against Mo, who's just like could be betting there with ace high.
I mean, to me, I learned a lot when Kathy Liebert actually came in the booth, and she actually pointed out something that was really smart. She said, you know what, when I kind of give up on a pot, if I give up on it and I don't play it strongly, I put it in my mind that I'm not going to lose any money on the pot. I mean, I guess you could call there, but we see it so often that somebody will play a hand passively, just check it, and somebody bets 300 on the river and pays him off. Now, I know there was only $50.
$60 bet here by
Jubilee?
Yep. And no one is going to call.
So go to our league. Let's see who's in first place so far.
I'll check that out.
Once again, I want to thank. I think we have about 45 entries into our
something like that.
ESPN bracket. I want to thank Kev Meth for starting it out.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everybody that joined. And whoever wins, we're going to send kind of a live at the bike basket out to you. It'll have, like, say, a Ron Rose book in there, maybe some live at the bike chips. Who knows? But we're going to have some sort of cool little package, and we'll send it out to you.
You know, I don't know what happened, and I know exactly what happened, Dave, but I actually put two of the same entries. Well, I guess maybe it's not two of the same entries. But I actually have two entries in there by mistake. Live at the Bike Bart and Bart. But the Live at the Bike Bart is the one that's real.
And they're the same entries?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you're cheating. You have two entries already.
They're the same ones.
I can't believe you do that. Yeah, it's like an honor system. You have no honor.
$60 raise here.
Yeah, that's Boston. And let's see, I imagine...
Doc's got pocket jacks.
And he's just going to call.
Yeah, he's in the blind here, Dave.
Got a little bit of a race here. Jacks versus ace-queen. Pot's about $90. And there's the ace.
Yep. Boston's hit top pair.
And that's not a very good flop for Jacks, and I think he's just going to get rid of it, and he does. So can we see who's...
okay.
I can see yours, but can we see everybody
else's?
else's?
Figure this out here. Wait a second.
Well, it looks like you're in the 77.9 percentile, which I have no idea what that means.
Boston takes it down.
I told him already. Are you on the board?
47 entries.
47, that's fabulous.
Are you on the board?
And let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay.
And I just entered again by mistake. God damn.
Bart's now got 3 entries in there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in first place is Rob. Pretty good. Go to the top. Let's see. First place right now is Rob.
Well, let's get to this hand here. Jubilee's got pocket aces, and he just limped in here, Dave, under the gun. And Kirk is going to raise with pocket tens. So Jubilee limps in with aces under the gun. Kind of what we said we wouldn't do at this table, Dave. But he actually gets a raise from Kirk. And seat 5 is going to call him. There's going to be a lot of dead money in here.
Well, he's just lucky that Kirk happened to have a big hand.
Yeah.
Now, if everybody else folds, well, they didn't, obviously. Six is already called. I was going to say, if
Right.
everybody else folded, would you slow play the aces? But you know what? Against Kirk, you're not going to get paid off unless he's set.
I would have been calling 3 times in a row if they were good. No line. Check. 2 cards.
Seat 8 here is going to call.
500 and 510.
And let's see what Jubilee's going to do. He's going to raise it, Dave, but only
End of this row.
he's going to make a mini re-raise with 4 people in there. He makes it 160. The mini re-raise.
And Kirk is going to call.
I mean,
and-
what is that going to do for you?
Well, that's going to get everybody in the pot.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, all that's going to do is just build a pot now. And this pot is now going to be almost $500 to the flop. And he's got to dodge a lot of cards.
Wow,
folks.
I mean, Kirk raised it to 80, you limped in, and you mini re-raised, and everybody called.
Yeah, and look at this.
And
I
this
mean,
is unbelievable. We've got, boy, it's more than that. It's like an $800 pot. Well, look at that flop for ace of diamonds, ace of spades.
yeah, it's a pretty ugly flop, but he's actually in pretty good shape. Now, you look at AP's hand. He's an open-ended straight draw, but there's all hearts out there. How can you like it?
It's actually a $540 pot, and he's going to bet 500. I got to tell you, if I, for some reason, played aces in this manner and I got 4 callers, I might just check and give it up here from up front with 3 people to act behind me.
Yeah, I mean, I think he looks at it and goes, he only had 500 left, so he just moved all in.
Oh, he did. No, he's got more money.
Does he?
Is that Kirk's money? He's going to bet 850 here. I think that rack to the left is his, Dave.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a...
I mean, he has really gotten lucky here. Like I said, if I played aces in this manner, I might just check fold and see what happens. I
He
mean,
does not have the ace. Well, you would never play aces.
no,
You know
I've
that,
never.
so.
I mean, how do you mini re-raise?
I mean, I could mini re-raise if, let's say, one person calls.
Right, right.
But not if 3 people call.
That's crazy.
And Alex has got, he's got 6s with the 6 of hearts. He can't call this, and I don't
Boy,
think
is Jubilee lucky the way that he played that.
all
hand.
AP can do here is he can raise all in if he wants to, or he can throw it away, and he's going to throw it away. And Jubilee escapes.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the board here now. Okay, Rob Schaefer. There's only 2 players that have 110 points.
Yep.
And then there's like 6 of us that have 100, including me. Okay, so I'm like tied for 3rd place with a bunch of
Right.
people. And Bart, I don't even see you on the board. Where
Yeah,
are
I'm tied
you?
for 4th.
Well, tied for 4th, but no, you're tied for like 12th. Okay?
How are you tied for 3rd then?
Well, there's 1, 2,
Yeah.
and then we're all tied for 3rd. Okay. Well, then
Oh.
after you take all those players out,
Oh, I see.
you now are tied for like 10th with like the rest of the field. Wow, that's
Yeah, that
pretty-
means that you're 1 game. You have 1 game on me so far.
just so far.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how's Ray doing? Go to Ray.
Take a look at our. Wow, look at Big Ray. He's pulling up the rear, Dave. He's in last place, and I'm not joking.
How sad is that? Ray has 60 points.
Yeah, he is tied for last.
Out of a possible like 140. Man, Ray. They're seeded. They're seeded. If you just went with the higher seed, you'd do okay.
Right.
How do you have 60 points? Well, the funny thing is, like, the person who's in first place is at the 99.6 percentile, okay?
Right.
I'm in the 95th percentile. You're in the 77th percentile. Ray
Is in the 4th percentile.
Ray is in the
4th. 4.2.
4 point. Now, according to this, 95.8% of the people that did this are ahead of Ray.
Jared is raised here with Ace King. Mo's going to call with pocket 4s. I can't get over that mini limp re-raise with Aces, Dave. Have we ever seen anything like that before? That was crazy.
Well, I have. I've seen that.
Yeah. Ace King against pocket 4s. Mo says I check and raise. Here we go. Who's got the best hand here? Jack 6-6. Check, check.
Well, the guy didn't take it.
Turns a queen.
Well, Jared's picked up a lot of outs here. He needs a 10, an ace, or a king here.
How about a queen or a jack as well?
You're right. There you go.
And the river's a queen, and there you go.
Yep.
Mo's hands gets counterfeited. And
His
he's
hand-
going to bet 100.
He's got to bet. And can you call it?
And look at this. Nope, Jared is not going to call, and Mo takes it down there. Let's see if
Wow.
he shows the bluff. Nope, he does not show the bluff. Wow. Unbelievable.
How do you not call that with ace king?
I can't believe I joined this group again by mistake.
So you have 3 entries in there.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I'm going to make an executive decision here. You cannot win. Not with 3 entries.
I have 1 entry live at the bike bar. That's
Okay,
the 1
okay,
entry.
okay.
Wow. So, Dave, yeah, you are tied for 3rd.
I'm tied with 3rd. I'm doing
But
okay.
you're only 1 game ahead of me, so big deal.
Look at this. Bart's already making excuses.
Button moves over here to seat 1. And
Ace
that's
king,
Mo. He's
yeah.
got ace jack. And he's going to raise.
You're right. Ace jack.
He's going to make it 50 to go.
Tell you, sometimes that one-eyed jack looks like a king to me. although it's not a one-eye jack.
No, Alex has got 7s, and Jared both limped in with pocket pairs. He's got 9s. We got a call here. And Jubilee calls with ace-6 offsuit, Dave. Boy, not really a very valuable hand.
Yeah, I mean, I like calling with 9s. I like calling with 7s. Ace-6,
Yeah.
obviously, can be dangerous.
And Jared, I thought he was thinking about pulling the limp re-raise, but he does not.
You know, the funny thing is, I mean, people would say it earlier. Wait a second, though, Dave. You said occasionally you call with ace-4. Ace-4 suited has other possibilities there. There's wheel possibility.
Look at this, $200 pot to the flop, and Jubilee flops 2-pair.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Ace-6-10.
Well, that's the flop you're looking for if you're calling with ace-6. You're not just looking for an ace, folks.
It's a $200 pot. Mo bets. He bets 125. He makes kind of a weak bet, and let's see what Jubilee's going to do with ace-6 here.
I think you need to raise right away. Your hand is vulnerable. If a 10 comes off, or if any card comes off, you don't know where you're at.
Looks like he's going to slow play it, Dave. He just calls. This is unbelievable stuff we're seeing here.
And what is he going to check the turn now?
I don't know. But I got to think that Mo probably thinks he has the best hand. The pot is now 450 as we move to the turn.
Although Mo always thinks that people will slow play big hands. So if he hears from this guy later on in the hand, then he might piece it together.
Well, again, ace-jack can't beat ace-queen or ace-king either, or ace-10 for that
Exactly.
matter.
He can only beat ace-9.
You don't put the guy in ace-6.
Right, but like you said, he can only beat ace-9 and ace-8 right now, and ace-7.
Here we go to the turn. Turn's a 7.
And now he can't beat ace-7.
I'm going to bet 100.
And Mo's going to bet 100 here.
And he's trying to keep this pot small. You can see it.
Here's my neighbor.
And look at the, here comes the raise.
He raises to 500. Oh, wow. And Mo immediately calls here.
Oh, that's a bad call there by Mo, obviously.
And this pot is about $1,700 to the river. Oh, the river's a 7, and he gets counterfeited.
There you go.
And it's just going to get checked down.
And
Wow.
Mo wins. Wow.
There's a shot for me if that was tomorrow night. Unbelievable. Boy, I got to tell you, I mean, again, I don't mean to berate the players personally, but Jubilee's just played some hands awfully over the last half an hour.
Well,
I
mean, the only thing I'm going to throw at you, if he raises the flop, I mean, Mo called the turn,
Yeah.
which made no sense. But he raises the flop and he gets all the money in. I don't know if Mo's going anywhere anyway. I mean, it's just a bad beat.
Right.
I mean, he got Mo to call him anyway. But obviously, you've got to realize how vulnerable.
Pre-flop, Dave, on the flop. I mean,
you've got to realize how vulnerable when you have a top and bottom pair. You've got to realize how vulnerable that is. Because obviously, Mo could have caught a 10, could have caught a 7, could have caught a jack. I mean, it wasn't just a jack he had to worry about.
Let's go. I'm going to do it. Raise it. Let him try himself. I'm going to raise everything. Everything, every hand.
And Doc has got pocket kings here. And he limped, Dave. Wow, Doc has limped from seat 9. Got Mo to raise with king jack. So
and Kirk is re-raising with 9 deuce.
This is unbelievable. Kirk is making a move. He's going to re-raise Mo with 9 deuce, but Doc has a real hand with kings. Kirk is trying to play a move, and Doc is going to call. And Mo quickly gets out of the hand, and Kirk, actually, you know what? Doc moves all in. Doc re-raised all in. Boy, against Kirk there, you look at kings, and it's like, wow, I mean, jeez.
I got to tell you, against Kirk,
yeah,
I might just smooth call with
that was
kings.
interesting.
I might just smooth call with kings, and if I see an ace or a queen on the board, I'm throwing it away. You know what I mean?
No.
Because I figured, okay, Kirk's probably re-raising with either aces, queens, or jacks.
So Kirk actually made a move there, Dave.
Yeah,
Deuce,
well,
9
he was
offsuit.
making a move against specifically Mo there.
Right.
Wow. Call the presses. Yeah, and here it is. Baron Bengertoff says, Tuck, my girlfriend spends every day with my 2 best friends and myself. Once a month, she drags me to some function with her friends. I can't stand them, but it's my one concession in life. But I will complain about it. A lot. Hey, you know what? If your girlfriend's hanging out with you and your friends, I guess one concession a month, what can you do? Of course you're going to do that.
Limped around here.
Got to compromise.
Jack 7-3 here with a couple clubs. Pocket 6s and king 8, king 4 in the hand. And Baron Vanguard told actually AP's going to bet 30 here with 6s. I think he's going to take it down.
Now he goes on, he goes, hey, you're right though, life is too short to waste my time, but I also figure 1 night out of 30 is good EV. Especially since most weekday nights I spend online playing poker and watching this show, plus I'm at Foxwoods 20 to 30 hours a week. Hey man, I say your girl's a good girl. So.
And then he goes on to say in the next post, will the Live the Bike basket have the Russ Fox book?
Yeah, you know what? I actually went to the bathroom, and there was no toilet paper there, so I used the Russ Fox book.
Come on.
And it will be included.
Give me a break. It's not. Come on. Hey, Russ Fox has always been nice to this show.
I actually think the Russ Fox book is a good book. It's got value. Russ is probably going to kill me now for that. No, it's actually a good book.
But I don't think we can throw it in because we don't have any copies.
No,
we got a whole box of Run.
Right. We actually we got one copy, and it was autographed to us. And
Ray's here on the button.
Actually, if you've never read the Russ Fox, it's really for that small restricted buying game, and I think it does have a lot of value for beginning players.
Three-way action here. Boston raised it with Jack 6 suited on the button. He's played it tight, Dave, and he's hit top pair. Now Alex has a gut shot here to the good straight.
Actually, he's open-ended.
Yeah, you're right, he is open-ended. And if a queen comes, he's got the higher straight if anyone has a 10.
Right.
He bets 150 here. Let's see what Alex is going to do. He's going to make the call. And once you get called here with Jack 6, it's almost like you can't even put more money in the pot.
No, I mean, you're pretty much done with it.
Turns a 9.
Well, now you can't beat a Jack and you can't beat a 9.
But if you check this turn to keep the pot small, are you prepared to call the river if a blank comes like a deuce, putting the guy on a 10?
I mean, you might put a small little bet in there.
Check.
Well,
and the river's a king.
Alex has gotten there, kind of the backdoor way.
And he's going to come out and bet.
Wow, and he's putting a little bet in there, a little value bet.
That's 100. Boston calls.
Wow, that's not usually a hand that you'd bet there, King 10.
Yep.
Nice bet by Alex.
Maybe it was a little bit of like kind of a stop bet.
Yeah.
We've got an hour left. Again, you can email us at liveatthebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions.
Michael Feynman emails us. Mow the fish. Mow the fish.
We get a $50 raise here by Mo with King 9 of diamonds. Jubilee's going to call with Ace Queen.
How about C7?
You're a tight player.
95% full.
He's a tight player.
And it looks like we're going to see this one heads up.
King Queen.
It's in your shoe.
Okay.
So here we go. Mo with King 9 against Jubilee with Ace Queen for about 110 bucks.
Yeah, and Mo's got live cards.
Well, wow.
Not a good
Ace
flop.
King 5. And Mo's going to bet.
Yeah, kind of a feeler bet, see where he's at.
He bets 50 here. See how Jubilee's going to play it.
Gotta like Ace Queen here, don't you?
Jubilee's going to raise to 150, and Mo calls. Wow. And you can see the percentages. Here we go to the turn. Turns a deuce. Mo checks.
And Mo just said he would call him all in. Might you move all in then? I mean, do you want to?
No, Mo's going to get away from this, I'm sure. $250 bet here.
Mo's not going anywhere.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
Interesting email here by Simon Noel. It says, hi guys, love your show and wanted to drop you a line and say how much I enjoyed it. Topic of conversation for you, what are your biggest likes and dislikes about the dealers you get? And I got to tell you, I found it interesting. And I actually think that we've got some of the best dealers that do this show at Live at the Bike.
Definitely.
For sure. Brian, Ben, Greg, some of the other guys that do the show are great. But, you know, kind of as a professional poker player, when I first started out playing poker, I always wondered why people get mad at dealers about the cards. I think that's stupid to get mad about beats. But, you know, oftentimes we're playing for a lot of money, and dealers sometimes are just not paying attention. And it really gets me, Dave, when a dealer's been doing it for 25 years, and he or she is still absolutely horrible at dealing. Yeah. You see what I mean? And I'll get more on this in a second. Mo's going to raise here.
He's got 6-5 offsuit.
Yep. Wanted to point out that the dealer during Legends, Dave, if you watched the show last night on the poker
Yeah.
channel, on the travel channel, that's Greg. He had never dealt before in his life. He had dealt for 1 month before that. And all of a sudden, they picked him because he was the best dealer to do that. Because the other dealers couldn't kind of hack it. They weren't listening to the directions that WPT were trying to give them.
Yeah.
And then he was the dealer. And I just found that amazing.
Yeah,
You know
Mo's
what I mean?
going to straddle this, by the way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I mean, to me, obviously everybody's human, everybody makes mistakes, we all
Right.
do. But if you want to be a good dealer, all you really have to do is pay attention,
Right.
and practice a little bit. It's not the most difficult job in the world.
Right.
I guess the only difficult thing is dealing with the players, but just kind of, just don't take things personal.
Right.
They know I'm gonna raise.
But I agree with you. The only time that I get upset, actually, is when a dealer's not paying attention and it costs me money. Or it costs anybody money, really.
Well, Mo's straddled here, and it's going to get limped around here 5 ways, Dave. So it's a $200 pot already pre-flop because it was actually, excuse me, it's a $100 flop pre-flop. Queen 3-9, couple clubs. Now it looks like Mo might have the best hand. It gets checked around. Let's see if he throws a bet out on the 9. Turns is 7, and he's going to bet 100.
Oh, now he's got a... No, well, he's still got the same
Got the middle
pair of nines, yeah.
And he's going
I'm
to
trying
take
to think
it
if he had a
down.
draw, but no, he still doesn't have a draw. Takes it down. Nice bet by Mo. I'll tell you, the other night I was actually playing, okay? And this drove me absolutely insane. I was so upset. There was a big hand going on, and the dealer was actually watching ESPN. And that's just, I could not believe
I think it's
it.
sometimes like, especially the ones that have dealt for a long time, it's just they're kind of on automatic and they're just going through the motions and stuff. And I think that might be fine at like the 3-6 or the 4-8 level, but when you're dealing this game, or say the 25-50 no limit game, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, and that's
Well, you
what
just want
gets
to
me
say you be
sometimes about
professional. I mean,
dealers.
this guy was actually watching ESPN and not moving the action along at all.
Yeah.
And we're in the middle of a big hand.
Yeah. $45 raise here by seat 5. He's got pocket 8s.
Trade.
Can you still enter the contest? I don't
Well, I'll
think
get
you
to
can,
that in a
can you?
second. Mo's going to make the call here, a 7-9 off suit.
That's going to bring Boston. He's got a little gap suited connector with a 35 suited.
Yep. So here we go, about $150 3 ways. Jack 4-10 here. Well, Mo's got a gut shot. Alex still has the best hand here. Not necessarily. Oh, he does not bet there with 8, Steve. It gets checked to him. Turns to queen. It just gets worse and worse for 8.
Yeah, it's really getting ugly for him. He can't beat more than much of anything.
Checked around again, and the river is an ace. And is anyone going to bluff at it here? Nope. And 8s are going to be good on that board. That's unbelievable.
9 high.
Wow. Pocket 8s are good.
This is good.
That's what Alex said. Wow, I can't believe this is good.
Well, I don't know. You might be able to sign up, but you're going to be at a 150-point handicap. But if anyone wants to check it out, go to ESPN.com. Go to, oh, you can't sign up?
No, I mean, of course you can't sign up. How could you sign up in the middle of the thing?
Well, I thought maybe you would just be able, you would default. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't make sense. You're right.
Then you'd know exactly who's in the second
Right,
round.
right.
Yeah.
He was gonna bet, but after ace king,
And look at this. Syracuse has lost, Dave, to Texas
Yes.
A&M.
I told you. I mean, I thought they were an overrated team. I mean, they got lucky to win the Big East.
Wow.
That just sucks.
Yep.
They win the Big East and for nothing. They lose to Texas A&M. How sad is that?
I really was shocked that they had a 5 seed, you know. Boston's going to raise here with ace-king of $45.
if I was gonna call, I'm gonna
Not even close to. They lost by 10 points.
Yep.
Yeah, if you were going to call, you put the money out there first.
Or they're about to lose. We got a call here by Kirk, again with that little pocket pair. Mo's got a suited connector here, Dave. He's going to call, I believe.
There you go. Look at it. The Big East Player of the Year, Jerry McNamara, well, the tournament MVP, has 4 points.
4-way action here. Boston, the pre-flop raiser. Ace, deuce, deuce on the flop. Now, is Jubilee going to get into trouble here? And look at Kirk lead here. He's actually going to lead in with one overcard. And Boston knows how tight Kirk is. But I got to tell you, I'm not scared of Kirk here because I've never seen Kirk make a call with a deuce in his hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
It
just
just
think
doesn't
ace
make
king
sense.
is good here.
I mean, unless you think Kirk's got pocket aces.
And Kirk is going to raise, Boston is going to raise it up here. And the funny thing there, with ace king, I actually might smooth call that.
Why not?
To see what happens behind me.
Well,
you
you-
might even get a call from Jubilee if you called.
Exactly. And you figure at best, I mean, there's no way Kirk's going to call you.
Yeah.
No way. I mean, unless he's got the same exact hand you have.
Yeah. Now, again, I'm all for fast playing, but again, with ace king, I talked about this before.
What are you scared of there?
Well, I talked about this before a little bit a couple of days ago. When you have ace king and you flop an ace, if you're not scared of a set or someone having trips, your hand is almost the nuts on the flop, isn't it? I mean, you're pretty much only scared of,
Well, it depends on the flop, obviously.
well, with a flop like that with an under pair there as well. You're not scared of two pair.
The way that hand played out
Yeah.
with ace, deuce, deuce,
Yeah.
with Kirk raising, with Kirk betting,
Yeah.
your hand is the nuts.
Right.
There's no way Kirk has you beat there.
Yeah.
Kirk did not re-raise pre-flop, which he would have done if he had aces.
Yeah.
He's not in there with a deuce. There's no way.
Boston is going to raise
Like
it
you
up
said.
here to 60 with ace, king, and diamonds. What I mean to say by that is, I look at it, if it's a raise pot and say your head's up against a player that you don't think is going to be in there with junk, if an ace comes, you're probably good here with ace, king. That's the value of
Oh,
ace,
yeah.
king.
Ace
Now, if a
king's up.
king comes, you could be screwed because some guy might have aces, right?
Depending
Like
on how
in
it was
trap.
played, right.
Yeah. Kirk is called here with fives, and the flop comes jack, nine, deuce. Looks like Boston's going to make a continuation bet. Wow. And is Kirk going to make? Kirk is starting to make moves here, Dave. He's going to make a check. Did he make a call here or a check raise? Looked like he made a check raise.
Wow.
He's going to make it 225. He's really opened his game up here tonight. Well, you know what? He might be adapting himself to the table, like you said.
Okay.
Not really a reason to make moves in that game last night, right?
Of course not.
Yeah.
Well, he's also only shown down. You know, he's shown down a set of eights. He's shown,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
So you can look at it that way.
Question here from Ben who was emailed to us. Have you guys ever thought about showing a pot limit Omaha game or an 8 or better game on the show? Well, we have thought about it. Again, it's kind of an issue of kind of making a new table, Dave, with the window cards.
Right now, our camera can only see 2 cards.
And again, I think the game would have to move a little bit slower because we do manually input the cards to get 4 cards up there.
Yeah, look at Ronnie's. Ronnie's visibly shaken
Right,
by the
right.
thought of Omaha. Little limp in here, but ace-3 on the button. And it's going to go 4 ways. $40 pot, folks. Flop is ace-7-4. Ace-3's got the best hand here. Like we always say about ace-3, especially ace-3 offsuit here. If you just flop the top pair there, you know, you're pretty much either going to win a small pot or lose a big one. Michael takes a shot at it with pocket eights. He thinks maybe his hand is the best one.
And he gets a call by Jubilee, who has played ace rag all night long.
Yeah.
Boston's out of there. And this one might go check, 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 check here again, Dave, all the way down. It's not really that connected of a board. If Michael checks here, well, you know what? Jubilee's going to bet. What do you think about that bet there in this particular case here on the turn with ace-3? Now, I'd say a lot of times I might check that and not put any more money in the pot. There is a case to be made that you might bet to get a free showdown, but I just don't know if you get called how you're going to win that hand if you bet the turn with ace-3 there.
Well, if you get called, though, if you only get called, you'll get a free showdown.
Right, right. I might be content to just check it down, though, and hope the guy bet on a 7 or bet with pocket eights.
It's not a real draw-heavy board.
And again, I'm not in there with ace-3, so it's a little bit of a weird thing, you know. So I'm just saying, because, I mean, the guy checked you, you've got top pair. A lot of times we preach bet, but your hand is just so weak.
Uh-oh. You know, we were hammering Ray about his NCAA tournament picks. He's in there ready to kick our ass.
Uh-oh. I mean, the 4th percentile? Three-way action here, limped around. Ace-9 deuce here, a couple diamonds. Checked around, turns a 5 of diamonds.
Michael's got the king of diamonds in his hand.
Nut flush draw. And Boston's going to throw a little bet out here with 8-10 of diamonds. Alex has got the jack of diamonds. Now he folds. Michael calls. Now, what if this goes miss-miss? The river's a 9.
And it did. I mean, is Boston going to bet again, thinking maybe this guy's got just a high diamond? And it looks like Boston is going to. Just thinking about it.
From what we've seen of Michael, I don't think he's going to call. No. I mean, all he has king high.
And that's the problem sometimes with just calling with your draws, folks.
Now, for an example there, if Boston had come out and bet there on the turn, which he did, and say Alex had called in between with the jack of diamonds, we talk about when you see that turn bet from up front and then just a call, that's really an opportunity for Michael to raise the turn there.
Yeah, I mean, Michael could have raised the turn anyway there.
Yeah.
And obviously taken it down. Once again, we're live at the bike, folks. We're playing Nolan and Holden, blinds are 5 and 10. I'm David Tuckman here with Bart Hansen. Thank you for joining us tonight. You can catch us every Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 Pacific time. Tomorrow night is St. Patty's Day, and we're having a little special where Bart and I will drink when something sort of happens.
Yeah, we haven't exactly figured it out.
Yes. But we do thank you for your suggestions.
C2 is going to raise it up to 60. He's got ace-king. Seat 5 is going to call here with 10-8 of spades. Oh, boy, that would be trouble. I'll just tell you what Ronnie said in our ear. Queen, Jack, 8, rainbow. Ronnie suggested every time he makes a mistake with the cards, we have to take a shot.
Oh, I won't even bother coming in. I stay home. Man.
Look at this, a bet here with ace-king, and Alex is going to call with 8-10 here, Dave. He's got bottom pair. Turns a jack. Let's see what Jubilee does here. Is he going to bet again or take a card?
Yeah, Alex does not want 2 pair, obviously.
Check, check, and the river's an ace. Now, if it gets checked again, will Jubilee throw a bet out here? It looks like he is going to bet.
Yeah. I think he's pretty sure he's got the best hand. He's going to throw a little value bet in there and see if he gets called.
He's not going to get called, then.
Got an interesting email from Brian Santos about tells. He says, hey, Dave and Bart, what's up? I know a big part of, actually, how big a part do physical tells actually play in your play? You know, he doesn't have a lot of experience playing in live games. He plays mostly on the internet. But he tries to watch everyone carefully. So he's wondering, you know, in your game, how much do you kind of look at those physical tells?
We'll get to that in a second here because Doc's got aces in the big blind.
I want to thank you for the email, Brian. Get to it in a heartbeat.
Now, the button's got king 9 here. Let's see if he pops it up a bit here. That's Alex.
I mean,
wow, he's just going to fold.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I got to tell you, if it's Doc's big blind,
oh, yeah,
I would raise like 60% of my buttons.
And Doc shows aces. Wow.
And when he plays back at me, okay, I'm coming.
I thought Doc doesn't chop. The small blind just folded. That's unbelievable. What I was going to say was that, now, I think, and I think you tend to agree with me, that physical tells are a little bit overrated. Usually, I think I pick up on tells in terms of betting patterns and how a person plays the hand. Now, I do watch for tells. I always get a great kick, though, when I watch Dave play, because I always think it's funny. You will stare a guy down. He'll ask him questions, he'll talk to him, and he'll just be constantly looking at him. I'm like, Dave, why don't you just stop it?
Oh, it's $22,000 now, no chip count.
All right, let's...
Mo's got the most money, but he obviously is not the big winner tonight.
Let's take a look at the differences.
And obviously that's not Tang, that's Boston.
And Mo's only down $100.
Well, he was up 1,000 real early, and you also remember the suck out with the ace jack.
Right.
When the guy flopped, when Jubilee's flopped 2 pair. Alex is our big winner though. He's up 2,000.
Ace jack 10 here with a couple hearts. We got a bet here. A bet here by Boston.
Yeah, he's on a bluff here. Stone cold bluff.
Turns a 6.
Oh, he's picked up a draw.
Check, check. River's a jack. And Mo checked it blind, Dave. And let's see if Boston's going to try to throw a little bluff.
I know.
And it's always scary if somebody checks before the river. You don't know if that river actually helped him or not.
70. I think Mo can only just call this, though, can he?
No, I don't think he. I think he can raise.
You think
with
so?
With his image, he might get called by an ace. You know what I mean? He's such a gambler image here. He might raise rebluff.
I don't necessarily think that Boston. Well, I guess he could check a weak ace on the turn.
No, yes or no?
No.
I don't think there's any way Mo's folding it. He just calls it.
No, obviously.
Yeah.
I got to send it.
What do you got?
What you got? You get it.
Which one you want to see?
This one.
Okay.
Okay, you see this one.
He turns over 6 and
got
then a
it.
9.
I got this.
Let's go, guys. Come on.
Yeah, later.
And Mo does not show the hand.
And I mean, hey, you know what? Boston bet. Mo has a right to see his hand.
Right. So you give your whole spiel.
Oh, I was
because
going to say,
they
well,
felt-
actually, it's interesting. Daniel Negreanu actually wrote an article in Card Player, and I want to say probably 2 years ago, somewhere in that range, where he wrote about how physical tells were overrated and betting pattern tells are probably
Right.
far more useful. And I agree with that. But I do think there are some physical tells that you can pick up on. And once in a while, we'll talk about them on the show.
Ace Queen here for Doc.
But if you pay attention to how people bet and how they bet their hands, how they bet their monsters, how they bet their kind of marginal hands, you can pick up a lot. Really can.
Doc is just going to limp in on the button with Ace Queen.
Yeah, I think he was hoping for a raise from Mo.
But C2's going to raise. Jubilee
Wow.
with King 9 of spades.
And Mo just limped in with King Queen.
And Jubilee makes it 25 more. This is a play I never understand. I don't understand people that mini raise out of the blinds.
I wouldn't have been surprised if Mo actually re-raised to 150, tried to take down all the dead money there.
Well, here we go. We got a $100 pot. Jubilee, the mini re-raiser. Queen 9-7. Doc's got the best hand.
Mo's in trouble.
And Mo's going to lead here with King Queen.
Yeah, he's in kicker problems.
He's going to bet 25 though. Let's see. Jubilee calls in between.
Second
with King
pair.
9. Yep.
Backdoor spades.
Let's see what Doc does here with the Ace Queen. He's going to raise.
Yeah, he's going to put a little raise, see what he's at.
And is there any way here, would Doc make this move with Queen Jack? Would he make it with Queen 10?
He might make it with Jack 10. He actually might make it with Jack 10. I've seen him do this. He make it with Jack 10 and then take a free card on the turn. Remember, he's on the button.
The one guy behind you.
Flush draw. Look at that, Mo folds.
Yeah, and he's playing the player.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. He was playing the player there, but earlier he paid Kirchhoff.
Right. Well, that was after like a streaming 10 minutes of like 4 consecutive Patron
Yeah.
shots.
Not a bad Patron there. And look at that. He takes it down. Nice raise by Doc.
Yep. Post here by the guy on 123. The guy 123 says, "When are we going to see Dave or Bart play on the show again?" Well, we'll try to play probably as much as our producer will allow us to play.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess. I would guesstimate maybe once a month. For
Yeah,
us,
once a month
for each
per
of us,
person
maybe.
or something
Something
like
like that. Obviously, we like to play the game, and obviously, we know you like. We can kind of put our money where our mouth is. I'm not sure if you and I are that good for the game, though, sometimes.
Well, yeah, and the other thing, too, is, I mean, I play the 10-20 as well. You play it probably a little more than I do. And this is a game I would love to play, but we don't have it on the show that much, the 5-10, because what I was going to say is, especially with, like, Corporation Mike in the game, it's always going to be a situation where they're like, oh, they're not playing any hands or anything. I mean, you had a kind of a nice situation where with your 8s, they held up. But if you had lost that hand, I don't even know if we would have saw you more that night, right?
No way those hands were no way my hand was losing there.
Really?
No way. Come on. That hand, if anybody remembers the hand there, Mike had ace-king, Alan had ace-queen, and Mo had king-queen.
We've never seen anything like that in poker.
I ran it 3 times. Come on. If I lost all 3 times there,
yeah, you would have been done.
I would have been done. But come on. With all those cards dead?
Doc is going to raise here with king-queen. The point I'm trying to make is that, one hand. I mean, I played on the 10-20, and I played about 3 or 4 hands, Dave. I wasn't really thinking anything.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
not like you're an entertaining action player. You're
Not
there.
in that game.
You're there to win money. Yeah. Well, in any game, you're there to win money. You're not going to go out and donk it off. I did that one show, and I realized that was pretty stupid.
Mo's going to bet here with 6-7. Kirk is in there with a suited ace-4. I believe that he called Doc's raise. And he's going to check call Mo here, it looks like.
Actually, I think
Wait a minute, he's going to check raise with the ace-4.
Yeah.
300.
And Mo's out of the hand.
Really seeing Kirk kind of come out of his shell a little bit tonight, huh?
We got about a half an hour left in the show.
Oftentimes we see kind of an evolution of a poker player where a player starts out playing like Kirk, right? Really, really tight. And then as he gets more comfortable playing these high limits, he starts opening up the game more and more and more. And the one thing that I was kind of wondering is, you know, Kirk played the 25-50 game last night. Now, this game's a little bit smaller, and might he be really in his comfort zone playing at this level, and he's able to come out of his shell a little bit here.
I guess I'm going to have to appease this guy because he's berating us with emails or barraging us with emails. Did I hear that Bart just said he was a professional poker player? I've seen his play at live. Professional donkey, maybe. Alan Smith. Just turned on the computer. How many drinks has Mo had? He's playing like Bart. I mean a donkey. Stick to talking about hoops because your no-limit poker knowledge sucks, Bart. Thank you, Alan Smith.
Wow. Is this Alan from Boston, your buddy? Or is this somebody you don't know?
No, my buddy is,
I mean, you don't know this guy?
No.
Wow.
Kirk's got pocket kings here.
Man, that's some harsh stuff.
Albert is my buddy.
Oh, Albert. Okay, I got confused. Well, thank you for the email, Alan.
Yeah, limp.
Appreciate
Kirk is going to raise. And it looks like he's going to take it down here without a flop.
Lord knows we're not above constructive criticism.
Right. Constructive.
I know my comment about Russ Fox's book will generate some criticism from my producer.
Right.
Then you told me what you had, that hand?
And Kirk has been up a lot on this show, Dave.
He's insane on this show. He's never lost on this show.
Yep.
Relays and relays there?
I mean, he is actually in the running for Live at the Bike Player of the Year.
One hand, no, he raised 60, I raised 200.
Him and Jonas are neck and neck.
I had fun with Jack. He raised 600. I had 2 queens, 2 queens, 2 jacks here, and I raised on that. I think I had aces or kings. I'm saying.
Button moves over here to Kirk.
I was really happy when you raised, because I wanted to play the game against him, but then he comes over. He saw you raised on relays, on reading.
Nobody's got much of anything. We got ace deuce in seat 8, ace deuce in seat 1, ace 10 in seat 2. Not much, nothing real exciting here. Bunch of limpers.
Tell me when you see it.
Mo threw away ace deuce suited.
No, I object.
2 jacks?
Get a little bit of a raise here in the cutoff seat by Jubilee with ace 10. Jared is, will he call? And that's the only question. Jared's not going to play with queen 7. Jubilee earns himself $15 there.
Earned.
Ghana, am I losing tonight?
Not. Oh, you're about even, Mo, actually.
Yeah, he's probably down $500, something like that.
Huh?
Button's going to move over here to seat 4. That's Boston.
I mean, it almost looks like he's playing, but he sucked out twice. I mean, he should be down a lot more, but he sucked out with his pocket aces against Chuck, and then he sucked out with his ace-jack against Jubilee there. And they were both big pots. Huge, huge pots, folks.
Laying down queens.
AP's got ace-king.
And we're going to see a $40 raise here.
Now, Kirk's got king-jack offsuit in the cutoff seat. I don't think this is a hand that he's going to call.
6 raises with ace-queen here, and AP just calls with ace-king.
And is Kirk going to get involved here? A down hand that can get dominated.
Did you hear that? Kirk made it said, "Oh, Bart, how can I call this hand?" And he does not.
Wow, okay, well, there you go. You and Kirk are kind of getting friendly, huh?
Boston calls with ace-7 of clubs. We got 4-way action.
If an ace comes off, is Jared going to get in trouble? That's the question.
Indiana came back and forth.
Well, pretty nice flop for ace-king there.
And Boston had a suited ace over there. Wow, and AP checked it, and it gets checked around. The turn's a 9. It's a 3rd diamond.
And now Jared's got the ace of diamonds in his hand. Jared's got a big draw.
He's got a gut shot with the nut flush draw.
Michael's got to stop doing that.
And he bets 300. I don't understand why. I mean, he's got one person to act after him, Dave. I don't know really what you're looking for
Wow,
there.
Jared just throws it away.
Actually, it's up to him now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Alex threw the 8s away.
I mean, Jared's actually got a pretty big draw here. A jack gives him the nuts, and any diamond obviously has got the nuts.
Mike has bet the pot here on the turn.
Obviously not getting the right odds here. He's only getting 2-1 on his money.
Right, there aren't implied odds.
Obviously probably should lay it down. But, hey, if you were to raise this, it's probably too late now. He's taking too much
Well, he's
time.
so short. He's only got about 300 left there, as you can see.
Oh,
There's
there you
two
go,
left there.
It's one of the problems being short stacked. You can't really get somebody off the hand. I mean, if Jared were to make a big raise here, couldn't you call with ace-king? Really tough. I mean, you can't beat Queen Jack. You can't beat 2 pair.
Gets away from
can't
it.
do that.
Really, really past the table here tonight.
Got about 30 minutes left in our show tonight. Catch us tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is St. Patrick's Day, and it's going to be our 10-20 no limit hold'em game. It's a $1,000 minimum buy-in, but the game should play really big. If you want to play in the tournament tomorrow, you can come on down. We have a limit hold'em tournament starting at 4:15. It's a $500 buy-in tournament. Should be a big field and a pretty big first place payout.
Hey, you know one of the other interesting things about PokerForever.com, who sponsored our whale night last
What?
week? They actually have online Chinese poker. I was playing Chinese poker last night on there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Really?
It's one of the only sites. I don't know of any other site that has. It does have some other games like Big Two, and some other. I'm not and some other games I wasn't necessarily familiar with. They have
Really?
Pan.
Pan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have Paduki?
No, I think Doyle's Room is the only site that has.
Well,
Pan.
actually, no. Never win, never lose.
Oh.
Neverlose.com, I think. Never, whatever the heck it is.
5-way action here.
Hi, Joe.
Ace 7-3 Rainbow.
A couple of players have 7s. Nobody's got an ace, though.
So we come to a consensus about what we're going to drink, not necessarily when, but is Bushmills a good consensus?
I'm all for that drink you said. What was the
Irish Carbo?
Yeah, dropping the shot
Yeah, but
into the
that's going to
Guinness.
get messy, though. How are you going to drink a whole Guinness?
Well, you don't have to drop the whole Guinness. You can pour the Guinness into a glass and drop the shot into it.
You could do that.
You know what I mean? You almost like drop, like maybe Guinness in a rocks glass and then drop the shot
Yeah,
into
you
it.
can do that. Mo's going to bet here. Seat 5 calls and seat 6 calls. Jared with the gut shot to the 5.
Uh-oh, look at that.
Oh,
Third
my
7.
goodness. If the K7 comes on the turn.
And these guys have history, folks.
And look at this. Alex's kicker's going to play here
It is,
for the
unless
most part.
unless a 3 or an ace come out. And Mo can obviously catch
And
an ace to
Mo
win it.
checked it to Alex. Mo's probably checking to go for a check raise here, folks.
Yeah.
Alex has bet 100 here. And Mo's going to raise.
And this could get ugly, folks.
He's going to raise.
And if you're Alex, do you slow play it or do you re-raise? I mean, I re-raise in this, definitely.
How much has he raised here? 250. Well, it's a mini re-raise, and Alex just calls. And we've got about a $900 pot to the river. The river's a 4, and the king is going to play. Mo bets. And just a call. Alex played it kind of passively, and he's going to take it down there with trip 7s. Well, I know that you're shaking your head there, Dave. I mean, obviously there are other things that Alex could lose to there.
Yeah, you're
There
right.
he is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Play poker like always scared of playing the nuts, okay? Always be scared of going into the nuts. I mean, I'm not saying move all in, but if you want to win a big pot, you know, a lot of people always say to me, when after I win a big pot, they look at me and they go, man, you seem to get really lucky, Dave, because these guys keep paying you off.
Well, you know,
Part of it is when you have a big hand and you think you might have somebody on the ropes,
Yeah.
make them pay.
Well, I'm going to throw something out at you. We talk about up and down hands, how they have very little value, and that guy had king 7 offsuit, had very little value. Let me throw something out at you where they might have a little bit of value. I still don't think they're valuable enough to even play. But if you've got an up and down hand like that, your kicker will play with trips because somebody else is probably in there with 6-7 or 8-7. And you're right, there is definitely a need for a raise there on the river because you can beat other 7s
I think
there.
on the turn you raise.
Yeah, you can beat so many other 7s there.
Build a pot for yourself.
Yeah.
And if you raise, now let's say Mo makes it 250, well then you can make it 500 or 600.
Right.
Then Mo probably calls. Then the river you can bet $600 or $700.
3-way action here. Limped around. AP and Jubilee have the same hand here with Jack 10. Mo's in the hand with pocket 7s. And he's going to throw out a bet. He's going to bet 75. We got a call. My question to you, though, is that are you willing to commit your whole stack with that hand, king 7 there?
You might.
It depends on the
Like I
player.
said, if you want to really be successful,
Right.
Let's get to this hand for a second.
AP's going to check raise here with the Jack 10. Mo bet, Jubilee called, and AP check raises. Mo's out of the hand. And C2 is out of the hand.
I mean, I'll just throw this at you. I played a hand last night. Flop comes out 6 deuce deuce. Okay, I have king deuce.
Right.
Okay, I really pushed it and I made the pot
Up and
pretty-
down
Yeah.
off suit, right?
Exactly.
Or
No,
suited. That's what I meant.
Makes no difference. It's garbage hand either way, but I got lucky and flop trips. I really pushed and I made a pretty big flop, a pot. And obviously, yes, I could have lost to pocket 6s. Yes, that's what he could have had. I could have been down. I could have lost. I was willing to make the gamble. I was willing to gamble that he did not have that, and I ended up doubling through this guy. Okay. I mean, I just don't believe if you're going to play no limit hold'em and you're always just waiting for the nuts to really push, well, then you're not going to get any action, at least not from players that are paying attention. I mean, you can think about it. Even if you flop a set, hey, you could lose to a straight.
No.
If you flop a flush, you could lose to a runner, full house.
Well, I got to tell you, in that situation, there's definitely a need on the turn or on the river for a value raise. Now, if Mo comes back over the top of you, well, then you got to reevaluate it. But I don't think Mo's not going to come back over the top of you there in that situation with 6-7. You're going to get a call, probably, most likely, right?
Yes, and you're going to get a value bet in the river, and he's going to call you again.
Yeah.
You know, if you raise Mo there, and he comes over the top all in,
yeah.
Well, then you cross that bridge when you come to it.
Right. Turn is a 7 here.
5 players.
River here is a 3. Best hand's pocket 4s.
Yeah, it's the nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, some people will criticize me because they'll go, well, Dave, if you're going to consistently commit your stack with trips there, you're going to go broken no limit.
Mike is thrown on a bet. Excuse me, AP is thrown on a bet here.
And Jared's in the last position, but we saw Jared throw away. Yeah, we saw him throw away Ace King last night on a double pair before on a double paired board.
You know, it's funny. I had a hand today. Gulp. I was actually playing 3 to 5 in the prop. Alan, who used to play in the 3 to 5 game all the time.
Yeah.
Was talking to me about a hand. It ended up being where I actually made a full house. I had ace deuce, and the flop came out with the deuce. I bet the turn when an ace appeared. Tony Chang, the tight Asian no limit host, Mo's host. Made the call, and he had an ace. Now the river brought another deuce out. So now the board is paired: ace, deuce, deuce, blank, queen. And
ace,
I bet
deuce,
queen, blank, and I got ace, deuce. I put a bet out in the river, and Tony hems and haws and thinks about it, and he folds. And I was talking to Alan about it, and he said, yeah, you got to bet there because Tony would check behind you. And I'm like, well, you know, with ace king, you have to bet in Tony's spot. And Alan's like, well, I wouldn't bet there with ace king. I wouldn't want to get check raised there on that board. And you've got to bet there on times when you can bet for value. You might even bet with a weak ace to try to get somebody off of another ace off of a chop pot.
Yeah, Alex here got a pretty big hand. He's got an overpair with an open-ended straight draw. Doc is going to bet his heart draw and get called by Alex. Yep. Pot is now about $150. Turn is a 3. That doesn't change anything. Alex's hand is still the best. He's got 2 pair 5s and 3s. And Doc still needs an 8, a queen, or a heart. He was actually a favorite on the flop. And it goes call. Pot is about $200, $220 actually.
River's the king, and Alex is good here.
Yeah, and it goes check, and you imagine Alex is going to just take the showdown, and he checks it down.
But anyways, I didn't mean to jumble that in there, but the point I'm making is you can't be scared of check raises and such.
Well, I mean,
all that. I mean, I guess when you're deep stack, but
yeah, I mean, if you're always, we talk about value betting and I guess value raising and so forth. If you're always only going to raise or put a lot of money in the pot with the absolute nuts, well then it's a lot easier for people to play. I mean, I love playing against that kind of guy because I know where they're at.
Right.
Now, obviously, I'm not stupid. If I have ace deuce or king deuce, I don't want trip aces or trip kings.
Right.
Because in that kind of pot, I'm either going to win a small pot or lose a big one.
You know what?
But if I have king deuce or ace deuce and the flop comes out deuce deuce, depending on the texture of the board, I might really push it.
Yeah. They know I'm
I love saying that David and Bart are going to come into my game because they know I'm drunk.
He's selling seat for $500.
And I mean, the more you look at that hand there with king 7, Mo raises you and you go, okay, what can I lose to here? I can lose the pocket aces, and I can lose the pocket 3s.
Right.
And I can lose the ace 7, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess I could lose the 7-3, but what are the odds he's in there with 7-3?
Three-way action here. Four-way action. King 7-8.
You drinking already?
Yeah.
$40 bet here by Doc with.
Now the game's not that good. I don't want it for $100.
Yeah.
Kirk is trying to sell us a seat.
Got about 20 minutes left in the show.
I gotta tell you, this is not a game. We talk about game selection. This
Right.
is not a game I would specifically try to get into. Mo is the only real action at the table, and Mo is a lot better than his action is suggesting.
Saturday, again, Dave, winning the green, we get a big tournament, $200 multi-rebuys.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge tournament. Probably.
Are you going to play in that one?
I don't know. Depends. I might. Next weekend I'm kind of taking up because my wife's birthday.
Plus, Sunday's a 2-day event, so we can't really play in that. Well, I guess it's a $1,500 buy-in, too. I don't know, necessarily.
Yeah, and it's a 2-day event that goes into
Yeah.
Monday as well. Pocket 9s.
He's going to make it 40.
Yeah.
Seat 6 is going to call with ace-jack offsuit.
Not a hand I like to call raises with, but hey, we'll see what happens. See, Boston had actually folded King Jack, openly folded.
Yep.
King Jack in early position, like the laydown.
And we're heads up. Oh, there's the ace.
Seems like every other flop is ace 8-3.
I'm really surprised that Alex, he checked there. He checked the flop. And the reason why I'm surprised there, you know what, he's just going to check fold while playing against Jared. But if you check there and say Jared had called with a king-queen, you're letting overcards come with a free card there, right?
Yeah.
By checking behind the turn. I mean, your 9s are very vulnerable to a 10, a jack, a queen, or a king coming, right?
Well, you know, Jared's a pretty straightforward player, and I think Alex picked up on that. And I think he wanted to see where he was at.
So he thinks that, well, if I check and he doesn't have an ace, he's going to check right behind
He'll
me.
check behind me. He'll take the risk that maybe a king or a queen won't come out.
Right.
Because he doesn't want it. Because what's he going to bet? If he bets $80, the guy's going to put him all in, and he's a pot committed almost.
Well, they'll turn off the light, right? So it won't be as bad again. What else is over there?
Actually, you know the funny thing? What an idiot I am, Evelyn. It's not Poker Forever that has Pan, Big Two, and Chinese poker. It's the LA poker scene.
Well, there you go.
That's what I meant to say.
Well, the LA poker scene also has a $500,000 free roll.
The LA poker scene's got Chinese poker, Pan. Yeah.
The LA poker scene also is giving away $15,000 World Series of Poker packages that you can get for a nickel.
But this time,
All you got to do is go to liveatthebike.com and click on it.
Six
LA poker
ways.
scene. There it is.
Queen 7-6. Queen 10 of hearts has got the best hand here over in seat number 6, and he's going to come out and bet. $60 bet here. And Alex is going to call him with an open-ended. Well, let's see here.
probably about 250. Not a bad flop for my hand.
He makes the call with the open-ended straight draw. The turn's a king. And I think Jaren's going to push here, and he does. And he's going to take it down there.
Appreciate all the emails, folks. We really love to keep the show as interactive as possible.
See
Emails at live@thebike.com.
You know, I see that Corona in the background. What do you think about Mexican beers? Corona, Tecate, what is it, Modelo? What else
I mean,
is out there?
I'm not a big fan of Coronas anymore.
Yeah. Dos Equis.
I mean, I suppose I used to be when I was in like in 11th grade.
The funny thing is, I never put lime in a beer. I never got into that thing. When you drink Corona, it's actually kind of sweeter than normal beer.
Although, will you put a lemon in like a Hefeweizen?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, I know people do that, but
Pocket Kings for Mo.
yeah,
He announces raise. He sticks the money in the pot.
he's gonna make
And
it.
is Boston going to call with Queen Jack?
He's gonna make it $40 here.
But Kirk is going to. Kirk's making a move. No, Kirk's calling.
What does
with
he got?
5 deuce.
5 deuce of hearts. Okay.
Well, this is the thing.
Not you.
Never in a million years would Kirk make this call against anybody else. But Mo is giving action, so he's getting action.
And Boston's gonna call here again. It's not that big of a raise. And this is kind of sometimes Mo makes these little stop raises. This is where I would think he would be at.
Yeah, you'd almost think he'd have pocket 4s or
Right.
pocket 5s,
Or
right?
some sort of suited connector. Ace 3-6 here. Let's see if Mo continues on.
Wow, it's not a terrible flop for 5 deuce. Oh, not really. It's got hearts.
Everybody checks it. Turns an 8. And Mo's going to bet 75 here. And the way that this hand played out, if Kirk makes a move here, I would call him because I don't buy the fact that he doesn't bet an ace here on the button. I'm just never. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
No, I have.
Question is Kirk capable? I mean, I know we now know Kirk is capable of making a move.
Right.
But does Mo think Kirk is capable of making a move?
Show it to me.
You might not put him on aces, but would you put him on pocket 8s?
Mo does not show. Are you a pretty good Chinese poker player?
Ace Jack offsuit.
Um,
Heart.
I can't say that I'm a very good Jonas poker player. I probably played it for a grand total of 4 hours in my entire
Yeah,
life.
I just started playing it a little bit. It was kind of fun.
I mean, I played it live here once for like 4 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Subscribe to me or
Maybe I have 6 hours of experience playing it.
Well, supposedly,
Seems like a fun enough game.
supposedly
right?
if both players are skilled or all the players who are playing it are skilled, there's no edge for one of the players. If
Well,
everyone
yeah,
is as
everybody's
skilled.
equally as skilled.
Yeah.
Well,
But you can't necessarily
isn't-
be better than somebody else. If you reach a level, you see what I'm saying?
I suppose.
And then it's pretty much the best move. Maybe
$23,000 in the table here.
Nobody.
And let's see the differences.
I pocket ace.
Raise
Three red ace.
raise to her.
And the differences are. There they are. No, they're not.
No.
Let's see the differences. There they
There
are.
we go.
Alex in the lead. He's up $2,500. Kirk all the way up $1,400. And Mo is our big loser. He's down $600 now.
Yep.
Aces, ace on the flop. No action.
I mean, theoretically, if two players are
I wish there was
as good playing Hold'em, there's no edge here. Right?
Doc is going to raise here with sevens. Gets called by Mo. Mo's flopped an open-ended straight draw. Check, check over to Jubilee with pocket threes, and it gets...
Check the round.
Well, wait a minute. I know that Doc checked. Actually, the action's on Mo. He's
Oh,
going to
there
come
you
out
go.
and bet.
Yeah, I was okay. Makes more sense. And is Doc going to get involved?
He bets 50 here.
I forget about what I had, but now
Now, the funny thing here is that if a 7 comes, Mo makes a straight, and Doc has got a set. And Doc is going to check raise to 210 here. Oh, no, excuse me. He just calls. Turns a king.
Well, that's a great card for Doc there. And it makes you even think more. Wow.
Wow, Mo does not take a card. He bets again. He bets 200. And look at that. Doc folds. Wow. Wow.
I mean, I got to tell you, if you put Mo on 6-5, well, the king killed him. And it's really difficult to put him on a king there, isn't it? I mean, I got to tell you, I'd probably call Mo there. Maybe call me a fish. I definitely call Mo from here, knowing that he has 4 high. I might even raise him.
Raise, make it 25.
$25 raise here by Mo. He's got ace jack offsuit.
king queen. Good.
Heads up.
And we're heads up here. Ace 6 of clubs calls him an AP. See if an ace comes
I
out.
check though. How about that?
Wow. Check, check on the flop. Turns a 5. I think seat number
How much I can raise?
seat number 8's going to bet 50, and Mo calls. It went check, check blind on the flop.
There you go.
Mo needs a jack and a jack only here. The river's a 4, and now the board's double paired. Or actually, excuse me, it's trips.
Yeah, and look at that. AP tosses $100 in there. Mo threw the 100 right at him.
Yep.
Interesting email here from Richard A. Young, and he's kind of confused. He goes, "Are you two losing it?" He goes, "First you say that this guy should push with King 7. Then we see Kirk that you're saying, it seems like we're saying a lot of different things. You should only play a few hands a night like Kirk and win a lot of money, or should you play like really aggressive and push with King 7? I think what we're really saying in the end of it all, there's a million different ways to play No Limit Hold'em, okay? We're just trying to present to you different ways. Now, neither Bart or myself play like Kirk. I think he plays it too tight, and I think if the player started paying attention to the way he plays, he would never get paid up. I mean, I, for one, would never give Kirk action. I know you wouldn't either.
Mo's going to raise it up here to 25. He's got a 5-4 offsuit. Boston's going to make the call here with King Jack offsuit. Seat 6 is going to call with a suited ace. And again, value in suited ace also hitting your trip as a bottom card too. Again, we talk about
Yeah.
flop trip 6s, you might get someone with 5-6 to pay you off.
Exactly.
5-way action, $125 pot, King 6 deuce.
Oh,
Boston's
Boston.
got top pair.
Yeah.
And Mo's going to bet 75. Let's see how Boston's going to play this.
Well, he's got a gut shot.
Well, Boston's got King Jack.
Yep.
Raise 2.
And he's going to raise. He's going to try to find out where Mo is. He's going to make it 275 here. And I really don't mind that play. Again, King Jack, not necessarily a hand you want to call raises with, but it's such a small raise.
No.
And he wants to figure out where he's at now.
Yeah, you're not necessarily dominated at all by Mo there.
Now Doc has got middle pair and a flush draw.
He's got a big hand here, and you might want to re-raise this here to really see where you're at. You might just take it down. There is fold equity here.
Wow, that is maybe Doc has overtaken Kirk as kind of the tightest player on the table.
Right now he has.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just if you're in there with 6-7 of clubs, it's not the kind of flop you want. Because you can't give Mo credit for anything.
Right.
So it's not like you're like, oh, I'm worried about Mo behind me. Now, I want to get back to that email by Richard A. Young. Unfortunately, when a poker problem or a poker, basically a hand comes up and somebody says, well, how should I play it? The answer invariably always is, it depends. Depends on who you are, what your image is, who you're playing against, how much money you have, and so on and so forth. Obviously, when Bart and I give you our 2 cents on how somebody should have played a hand, that's just our 2 cents. We personally think in that case, the King 7, specifically Alex against Mo, in that situation, we think Alex kind of played it a little too passive.
Look at
Hope
this
that helps.
straddle here by Mo. He's got the Doyle Brunson hand, 10 deuce.
I don't take over Mo's spot.
6-way action here, Dave.
I'm surprised I didn't do drop off now.
King 5-3.
Does anybody even have a pair? I don't think anybody has a pair. No. 6 players, nobody's got a pair.
Turns to Jack. Actually, Jared's got King Queen over there, but he's not in the hand.
Yeah, well, there you go.
He didn't play King Queen there for a limp in late position.
In the cutoff seat.
Wow. And the river is a queen.
And finally, Jubilee gets there.
Yep, Jubilee makes a pair on.
And he's going to bet it.
Wow. He bets $50.
Wow.
Give me his money. I'll play like
He's going to take it down.
Take it down, Jubilee.
I can turn the seat around.
Now, it's interesting here. Duke only beat Southern 70-54. I wonder if Southern actually gave him a real game or if it was just kind of cruise control for Duke.
Well, they're up by 9 at halftime. Yeah.
The line was probably over 30.
Probably.
And I want to see how Albany's going to do against UConn. What time is that game?
What's the line? I'm dying to know what the line is in that game. I think Albany covers. If it's over 35, Albany definitely covers.
35.
Albany's a solid team. You'll see.
Like you said, you think that if Albany was a 14 or 15, they would have had a real shot of possibly knocking off their first round opponent.
Well, depending on who they played.
Yeah.
They gave UCLA.
Like if they played Tennessee.
Well, okay, I'll throw this. UCLA, which was a 2 seed.
Right.
Albany flew out 3,000 miles, played UCLA on their own court, and gave them a run for it. They were actually up with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
So, and that's a 2 seed in UCLA.
We get a raise here by Doc with pocket 9s out of the small blind. He's going to make it 90 to go.
I don't think anybody's going to call this. Alex not going to call it ace-4 offsuit, is he?
He does not.
Anyway, I really do appreciate the emails. Keep them coming in. Hope our explanations sometimes do help.
We got about 5 minutes left in the show. A couple more hands here.
You know the funny thing about the end of Richard Young's statement, he goes, what is amazing to me that is Kirk continuously gets paid. Are any of these players even paying attention to the amount of hands he plays? We say the same thing every single time we see a really tight player getting paid. We just don't understand it.
So don't forget to join us tomorrow night for our little, I guess we'll call it car bomb night, Irish car bomb night tomorrow night here on Live the Bike.
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. So are you going to bring in the Guinness? I told you, they don't have any stout here.
I guess I have to.
I mean, I don't know if Bushmills and Newcastle would go all that.
Yeah. I'm not as big a Nuki fan, I got to tell you.
Yeah, it's not really quite the same. Actually, you know what? How about you get some Beamish instead of Guinness?
Really?
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah. We do not see a flop there.
I'm waiting for Bart and Allen Conti.
Bass and Guinness is actually a black and tan, Ray, as he says in my ear. You've had a black and tan before, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Black and tan is great. I love that.
You layer, when you put the Guinness there, you layer it with a spoon and it kind of floats.
Yeah, that's not really, you can't do shots of that, though.
No.
You know, the funny thing is, we'd probably be sick before we got drunk.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is limit also $500 limit also.
Well, hey, if you think we are we're funny on a normal basis. Tomorrow night should be interesting.
Gonna be fun. Mo's got pocket queens here on the button. Two ladies.
I think our producer Evelyn's already regretting it.
Make it 60.
He's gonna make it 60 to go here. No one really has much here, Dave.
Yeah, but you know what?
Kirk's got deuce 3 suited.
Kirk just wants to, wants to play with Mo. Look at him. He's dying to play with deuce 3 out of position.
Jared has got ace 5, but it's actually offsuit.
And he even says, I got a bad hand, but I want to call, but I'm going to throw it away. And let's see if Jared lures
So
himself
funny,
in.
we saw Jared fold king queen in a straddle pot where everyone had limped all around in the cutoff. In here, he limps in with ace 5 offsuit. He's actually got ace of spades, 5 of clubs.
Yeah, well, some people just overvalue that ace. They think, oh, I got an ace, I got to play. They don't realize, would you rather have king, queen, or ace 5 offsuit?
Yeah.
It's not even close. Obviously, king, queen. Yeah, heads up if all the money is in pre-flop.
And you get to see all 5 cards, right?
Yeah, obviously, I'd rather have ace 5. But in the real world of poker, king, queen is a lot better value.
Live advice. You guys want to straddle every hand?
Last round,
It's last round, I'm sorry, not last time. Last round.
50 blind.
No, 20. 20. So why is round? Do it?
No, you don't have to be forced to do
You
it.
guys want to do it? We do it. We do it.
I will if you do, man.
We do it? We do it.
And they're going to do it. They're going to live straddle the entire last round.
Funny thing is that we only really have time for maybe 1 or 2 more hands.
Just one round.
And Boston's got kings here in the big blind. Uh-oh, and Mo's got ace queen of diamonds here.
100 more.
And he's going to make it 100.
Do you just call it with your Boston, or do you raise here?
Well, if your head's up, let's
Every
see.
single hand I'm going to raise 100.
Kings, I probably re-raise this. I'd probably make it 250 to go.
Not you.
Maybe even just 200.
Not you.
Oh, wow, it's going to be a huge re-raise.
He just wants to take it down right now, huh?
He's going to make it 625. This almost screams like he's got jacks. And Mo, what did he do here?
He moved all in.
He moved all in. Oh, my, and Boston's going to call. Mo's got ace queen. Let's see if they run it here multiple times. Here we go. Oh, top 2 for Mo. Turns
Oh,
it
my God.
in.
And a diamond draw. What a flop.
But Boston can catch an offsuit jack or a king here, right?
That's all he can have here.
King Jack.
Oh,
That's the nuts.
Mo does not have the nuts, but let's see if they run the river here.
See, if I show my hand, he's going to say no deal because I have 5-7 offsuit, something like that. Not sure. But I have the nuts.
Dave, this is going to be the last hand of the night here.
Is this okay? This is
I'm
it,
the
huh?
most serious player, right?
Wow, look at this.
I have
Mo
to do
gambles.
something.
He's way behind. He's been doing this all night. He's trying to give money away, and the dealers won't let him.
Dad, this time.
Look at this. I mean,
Dad.
Boston needs the king of hearts,
I give you some
or he has the jack of hearts, the jack of clubs,
free money.
or the jack of spades to win this hand, and that's it, folks.
4 outs.
Actually, the 10 of diamonds was actually probably a bad card for him, wasn't it?
They're going to run it 3 times. Wow, here we go.
I give you some
Well, that's no good.
Pick
That's
one
one.
That's
time.
Mo's hand. That's Mo again,
One time.
and that's Mo again.
And Mo breaks Boston.
Oh,
Man, Boston takes a step up to this game, and that's what you want, though. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what happens. That's what we always
Yeah.
talk about. You do need a big bankroll if you're going
Yeah.
to play this game because these swings are inevitable. They happen. You'll lose with kings sometimes.
Yep. Well, that's going to do it for us.
Yeah, wow.
Tonight. Thank you all for joining
Even I
us
have the nuts.
once
I don't
again,
care.
and stay tuned for tomorrow night's game, where it's Irish Powerbomb night. And we still haven't figured out when we're going to take the drinks, but
We'll come up
several
with
shots are going to be flowing for St. Patty's Day. So for everyone here in the booth, I'm Bart Hanson for Dave Tuckman. Good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
It's here. It's big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.